All right, hard yarners. Today we without Delby, but we have a better Delby. I don't know, a squeakier Delby.
Squeakier, that'll do. Yeah.
A squirlier Delby.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Replacement.
We are joined today by James McCann.
Hey, baby, it's great to be here. Wonderful time. It was a good chat.
And we recorded audio this time.
We fucking nailed it.
So say you. That's what we thought last time. Let's find out.
I can see it all. That's all good. Before we get into what we spoke about today, I just want to plug our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by alltradescover.com.au for all your insurance needs.
That's like a real business.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had that behind me the whole time. I've been repping a brand.
It's so good. They basically they're good for the smaller businesses and the trades. So if you need coverage in your trade, give them a hit up.
You know who needed coverage?
Who?
Bill Cosby's girlfriend with a blanket.
Oh, that's a good call forward to something that's spoken about in this episode.
That is a segue. That's a great segue into what we spoke about. James, what did we speak about today? Do you recall?
There's a lot of child trafficking. It was climate change. I couldn't stop coughing.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. Let's go see Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
You're going to go see Oppenheimer.
The Voice.
The Voice. Yeah, The
Oh,
Voice.
yeah, The Voice. We got on a lot in The Voice.
Yeah.
The
we
Heritage
didn't
Act.
solve
And we really spoke a lot of nonsense. So a lot of the things that cannot be verified.
We didn't talk about Ukraine this time. First time I was on when the audio went off.
Oh, yeah.
We did a good 40 minutes on Ukraine.
That's right, we did.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about
So
that.
I'm sorry that we missed that. The third time I come on.
Yes, we'll talk all about Ukraine.
It's been good to be back. I know for people this is my first time, but it's nice to be back.
It is nice to be back. Also,
I was better on the first one. That's the other problem.
You were great.
I was very demure.
No, you were.
I felt my energy was off today.
No, you were great, mate. You were
Please.
awesome.
Now I can't stop thinking about the nuclear bomb and Oppenheimer and how scary it is to live in the world.
We also do have a new Patreon to thank.
Ooh.
Tom Barrington. Thank you very
Tommy.
much.
Did you end up getting YouTube monetized?
Yes, we got YouTube
dog,
monetized. We
baby.
got ads that go on in the audio. So I was speaking to Squirly about this prior to the show. If you are one of those people who do get annoyed by the ads that come up sporadically through our episode, can you please let us know? Because
I don't like
we're trying to see if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Do you have an ad-free version on the Patreon?
Yep.
Well, hold on. People should stop their fucking bitching.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on the Patreon.
Yeah, we go to the ad-free. Oh, you can watch it on YouTube. There's no ads on there. Actually, no, there is ads now because it's monetized. And also, so Tom Barrington, you'll be getting a T-shirt for the level that you've signed up to.
Good on you, Tommy.
Thank you for that. And there's all the extra content that you can go through and have a listen to. And then finally, thank you to Raunchy Brewing for the ongoing support.
It's
the beer,
actually good.
The beer that's actually good. It's actually good. It does taste good. Delby can drink it. Do you drink it at...
I had it at ACC the other night.
Because he got it on tap.
Couple of frothies.
It's actually really...
Got a black eye.
It's great on tap. I enjoy it. And there's 3 or 4 different versions, or 5 or 6, and they've even got a stout, Sir Henry's stout, which is very similar to Guinness. So I do...
Professional outfit. We've got multiple sponsors. You got the Patreon. You got the revenue stream.
We're going all right.
This is going all right.
But yeah, really, really good fun episode. Thank you so much for coming on, James.
Hey, I will come back if you'll have me back.
Yeah, of course. Every
All
time
right.
you're over, mate, we'll love it.
James Donald Forbes McCann, Catamaran Plan.
But yeah, sick. Let's get hard.
Let's get hard.
You.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host.
Daniel Delby.
And Cameron Brand.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
You got a black eye.
I was going to talk about you. I saw a... How'd you get your black eye?
How do I get one?
Do we want to maybe save that?
Yeah,
until
no,
we're-
go. Yeah.
Are we on?
We're on. We're recording, baby.
What'd your missus do to you?
Is the audio recording first of all? That's what I want to check. Audio is going, you
Oh, yeah.
beauty.
It's great to be here for the second. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
Because I was stoked to hear your episode, and then they were
Oh, it was a belter.
yeah.
It was so dirty. It was weird. I had a great time.
It was actually quite good. It
Yeah.
was like
And
our
that's
beer,
lost to the
raunchy.
ether. Do you
Yes.
still have the video?
Yes, I do. And my plan was to actually overdub it.
Director's commentary.
I regret having had the vaccine. I was just going to put it over there
Did
constantly.
I say that at the time? I would have.
No,
I turned that into material later on.
I don't know if you actually said it in the pod, but it's you've gone viral with that. Did you know people have been
You did?
taking your material and putting it on their own?
Yeah, that's a. Should I put the headphones on?
Yeah, that might help you a little bit. Yeah. How dare you wear an Adelaide Crows beanie?
Man, there was an insane woman at an op shop in Adelaide
Yeah.
because it's a crom beanie, so it's
Yeah,
all just
yeah.
like a bit of fun.
I love it.
Okay.
By the way, no one's really wanted to talk about footy while I've been in WA this trip. It's the spirit,
Yes.
the love of footy has to some extent come out of the town. I
Oh
feel.
yeah.
100%.
People are just like, yeah, I'm not really following it this year. Eh?
Let's
getting a lot
talk
of
about
that.
the Matildas.
Oh man, that's how if you're that desperate. But so she was like, she would have been a heavily autistic woman at the op shop, and she said, "That's a good beanie. I like that beanie." I said, "Thank you." And she said, "But it says crom, not crows. I like the crows." I went, "Yeah, we're having a bit of fun with it." And she went, "No, it should say crow." And then I got the fuck out of there. But it was she was so upset that it said the wrong letter by one.
Yeah,
That was proper. I know we were talking about how autistic the comedy scene has become, but she was like, she was volunteering at an op shop. Autistic.
Yeah.
She wasn't just like making some jokes about it on a Wednesday. Yeah.
Well, who's that AFL 360 guy? Jared
Wheatley.
Did you see
Are you
that?
saying that he's autistic?
Well, did you see what happened with his tweet? Someone made.
No.
No.
So
Did he post a fake tweet or something?
someone else posted a fake tweet
Yeah.
from him, like saying that Brian Myers was the Lionel Messi of the AFL.
Oh, just having some fun.
Yeah, just having fun.
yeah.
He sees it and he's like, "Rightio, guys, do the right thing."
I remember this, he was like, "Take it down."
And then just starts getting into this back and forth.
And he was like,
with
"How
trolls.
dare?" Yeah, I do remember. I saw that briefly. I didn't know what it was about, but that's a very low stakes thing to.
Yeah.
Jared
And-
Wheatley.
About.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's become this big thing where everyone's just attributing every
Yeah.
stupid comment to him.
For a man who's willing to turn a blind eye to his co-host's obvious problem drinking, like the fact that he can't just let that go is a bit strange.
Is there? Do you reckon he's noticed?
The
Mate-
slobbo is an absolute mess.
Yeah,
Oh,
mate.
please.
Maybe he. Just
I never want to make fun of it in case he's actually got a degenerative disease, but he looks like Chief is as a melted wax candy.
You can tell the times where he's been on it hard though.
Oh,
He's just
yeah.
like,
And he's got the bags under his eyes and like. Speaking of bags under the eyes, you've got the black eye.
What happened to
Yeah,
you?
what happened? Oh, Delby. Sorry.
yeah. Well,
Delby, you look different.
I was killing Delby to take his
Yeah,
spot.
nice. There can only be two.
He got one in, you know, and then made a pun. He was like, "Yeah, that's the punchline." But you're gonna die.
Is he in Edinburgh now?
No, he's dead.
He's the great Edinburgh in the
He's
sky.
so desperate to be on this episode. He's been messaging me like when I've been out there.
I'm
waiting.
getting a lot of texts.
Yeah, he's been
Stop
messaging
looking.
saying, "Oh, I'm through security. You can call. We can do a voice call now. It's all good."
Just enjoy the flow. Well, I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
see you when you get back. No, I wanted to make it work. I never would have made it here on time. I had nowhere to stay yesterday.
Yeah, you
They
would
put me up at the hotel.
Oh,
like
really?
At the pub. Yeah.
Oh, you could have like.
I'm
No,
filling
you
out.
couldn't have stayed at my house.
I had no idea. What to do. The pub was all right.
Yeah.
Roadworks abated, but there's no man. I haven't had a shower in a while. So I've got a real stink to me.
Well, before we get on to last night, carry on what you were saying with your eye.
Oh, yeah, the
what
eye.
did
What
happen
did
to
we-
you?
Oh no, it was just a footy.
Oh, footy. Oh.
Yeah, I
Boring.
yeah, and it was tiny. It's just bled into that part. So
Yeah,
it's-
okay. Nah, you're a toughie. You went in for the.
No. I
I
actually.
saw a woman with. No, sorry, go
No,
on.
you go.
I was confronted. I was in town yesterday and I saw a woman with a obviously covered up black eye, but she was like a very young,
Yeah.
online type emo looking woman.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend her boyfriend was like skinnier than her. Like it was like two very sick looking desktop computer people.
And you didn't know whether it was just jaundice setting in.
Man, you just like, I mean, domestic violence takes all forms, but it's like, I was like, I think she could take him, but it was just, it felt, you can't, what can you do at that moment? You just see you can't, you see a lady with a black eye at the supermarket, that's not the time to say, can I get involved?
I need to save that woman.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the few times that you see a lady with a black eye and you go, I'm not afraid of her boyfriend at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I can be the hero.
Delby is desperate. He's just
Is he?
messaged me, good to go.
Come on, get
We'll
Delby.
give him a call. We'll have a chat. He's in the airport, about to depart to Edinburgh.
Is he flying direct? I'll ask. We'll find
ask
out.
him.
Hello, man of mystery and international affairs, Daniel Delby. How can I speak to you? Who am I speaking with?
How are you, mate? You going well?
Is that how you often
good,
answer the phone? Delby, babe.
Yes.
Where?
Oh,
how are
Mr.
you getting to
McCann, are we
Edinburgh?
recording this time or
Yeah,
what?
we're recording. I think the audio has been recorded. How are you getting to
Do we
Edinburgh?
want to double check? I'm just doing a whole bunch of coke and flying, mate. I'm going.
Usually
by,
people want to be asleep on that flight.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't sleep on planes, man. I am going via Singapore, so at
Nice.
Perth at the moment, and then
Changi's.
going to Singapore.
Changi's
Yeah,
good.
I think-
Changi's
Is
good.
that what it's called?
Yeah, Changi Airport.
Sounds like a racist slur.
We fucking built that airport, mate. Don't you forget it.
Honestly.
What about, how long are you at Changi Airport for?
Yeah, Changi just it doesn't sound right saying that. Hey, it
No,
feels
it
like a
feels-
slur, but
That's what it's called.
the 6 hours.
6 hours?
Right.
Are you
Yeah.
going to have time to walk around, or are you just going to stay in the airport? Because there is a...
I'm going to. I've already seen. I mean, I've seen butterflies before, man. But maybe I'll go check out the butterfly enclosure and then go to the Qantas Lounge and just relax, man. Do some work. I think.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
But,
glad you
mate,
called then.
What
Hey,
else?
kill it in Edinburgh.
what
What are you
did you
doing?
say?
Are you doing the free fringe, or are you doing the other
Yeah.
fringe? Yeah.
Of course, free fringe, bro.
Yeah, that's
I'm,
the one where people make the money.
yeah.
Are you going to show every
Yeah.
night? Is it just you? Or are you doing a lineup?
Every day, except for Tuesday at 3:45 p.m.
Oh,
And then
That
me
sounds
and Cam
like
are doing confessional.
no, it's
like,
okay.
It is good?
It's
Sunday,
weird that that's okay.
Is
but
it?
Yeah, 3:45. You'll be fine. You'll have a good time.
Yeah, wow.
Apparently, it's a good slot because it's still school holidays as well. So
Yeah.
people are still like
Mm.
up for it. Legacy reckons it's a good time. It feels like a weird time, right?
Man, any
yeah.
time is a good time for legacy. He'd be saying
Yeah.
No.
9:20 in the
Yeah.
morning. It's good.
Yeah, no, fucking 9:30. He's fucking elite, lad. I'm a fucking elite.
We got 11:15 p.m. For confessional on I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
Mm.
Wednesday, or there's 4 days there. I can't remember what it is. Like
Okay.
a Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe something like that.
You
Yeah,
take
okay.
care of yourself. This sounds like a long. That's a flog. That's a,
That is,
Yeah.
but
It should, but bro, honestly, last night, fucking so hectic. I'm packing my bags, everything. Went to the chemist to fulfill a Viagra script, so I had some with me in case Tomorrowland I overdo it, right? And I'm I'm sitting there, and I get up, leave, get home, put all the clothes I was wearing, I chuck them in the washing machine. I go start packing literally in my undies. And I found some pounds from last year. And I go to put them in my wallet and I can't find my wallet, man. I'm like, what the fuck? And I've got a tile that helps me locate it. So
there's
my
a lot
phone
of different
tells me where
moving
it is.
parts in this story. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. But please keep going.
keep going.
Yeah, so...
Does the
I'm like,
Viagra
where the
come back
fuck-
into it?
Yeah. Why's your penis broken?
It's not broken. It's more just for when you've got a character and they get an add-on bonus, or like Mario Kart, you get a blue shell. It's kind of like that.
This is
So it's
degenerate.
just an added bonus.
Okay.
But I start going, where the fuck's my wallet? Look everywhere, man. Can't find it. Open my tile. The last known location was the chemist. So this has all my fucking cards in for travel, man. It had Euro in there. It had some SD cards. It had American Express. It's got the works. And then I'm stressing, and it randomly updates to my house as I'm looking, but it can't find it. So I look everywhere, man. I drive to the chemist. It's now 9 o'clock at night, so it's closed. I'm like, fuck, get to the chemist. I'm like, oh my God, like someone's either nicked it or it's still there. Get home.
Delby, are you at a football game? Sorry. Has it just announced teams for tonight? What was that noise?
Was that yours or mine? Like an update?
That wasn't me.
Must have been a notification from the AFL app.
Yeah.
Carry on. Or was it the Adelaide Croms?
No, we're not playing till Sunday, but let's find out if Libba's in the team. Henry, go on.
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah. So I think my life's over, man, because I'm about to travel with no cards.
Oh, you didn't get it in the end. I thought there was a triumphant ending coming to the story. Ah.
Well, like I fucking just got a bunch of cash, and then my washing was done. I emptied the washing machine. It was fucking stuck to the side of the washing machine, bro. So I chucked it in there, literally money laundered, cleaned everything, fucking absolutely stoked that I got it back. So the trip is already better because I thought I had no money, no cards, and now I've got everything at my service. So absolutely stressful fucking time, and I'm stoked. So
fuck yeah.
That was a happy
already off to a bit of a dodgy one, and then fucking.
I'm glad we called you to ask you that.
Got recognised at Qantas, and it didn't help.
Delby, I'm going to be honest. If you try and tell that story in Edinburgh, you're going to want to punch it up on the flight. There's some fat that's going to have to come off of that story before you try and tell an audience.
Yeah. Well,
I'm figuring out ways.
Sorry. Oh man, I just was fucking so stressed, and now I'm like on top of the world. So I'm starting on a positive because I've gone from nothing to everything.
Are we charging for this? This seems like something you should talk to your therapist about, mate. Or your dick doctor.
Mate, you just you enjoy this flight. You enjoy this time in Edinburgh.
Yes.
What are you trying to get out of Edinburgh this trip?
There you go.
Honestly, man, as long as I break even, that's good. And I want to get a fuckload of new material. So I'm aiming to get like a half hour new material.
Stage time, experience. And then spreading the word of the yarns internationally, surely.
Have you got some stickers or something with you?
No.
Nah.
You got to build up that Edinburgh audience.
That's a good idea. I'll print some out.
Hand out flyers at the end of your show. No, you just want to take their money at that point.
Well, we've been in the charts in the UK, Scotland, and Ireland recently. So there must be some Scottish, Irish, UK listeners. So if you are over there, Delby, where are you? Just quickly tell them where you're going to be. You and Cam McLaren, where are you going to be?
Westport Oracle. Westport Oracle. That's the name of the pub. Westport. It's like on one of the main streets. That's so it's a pretty decent location. Have you've done Edinburgh before, McCann?
I've been. I went supporting a lady, my girlfriend at the time. She was doing it, and I was supporting her. And I saw it, and I said to myself, I never want to come back here. This is terrible. This is one of the worst places I've ever been in my entire life. No one could seriously.
Of the reception that you got?
I did a couple shows and they went good, but it's like you're walking into like 4,000 nutters trying to you'll be doing your show and then a man dressed as a fucking sweet potato will be asking to get on the stage after you and hustling you along, and then people on the street will be doing coked out Shakespeare and whatever. I mean, it's just like, man. Go find people who can help you there if you can. Build the connection.
Well, that's why I'm looking forward to Cam coming because I hate flying and he's really good at it.
Yeah, he drops it.
Does he? Because he's never really been into. So how fucking crazy is that for Cam? Because he hadn't flown internationally ever until last year. I think late last year with you, Delby.
Yeah, I took him to Bali.
Now he's been to now he's been to Japan and he's going to Edinburgh. Fucking good on you, Cam.
Yeah, Cam.
Yeah, look, international sluzzer.
To speak frankly, I think Cam should have. He was ready to go like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
it has been a perpetual question mark to me as to why he's remained in Perth. I say that with love and respect. I say that with love and respect for a great city, but I'm very glad you're both going over now to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Not for me, but for the excellent, wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I just believe in my quality of life a little bit. That's why I'm not there.
What are you doing in Perth, McCann? Are you on at the lounge or are you doing something else?
I'm doing Oasis. I'm doing the Oasis gigs. And I don't know, other than that, I think I'm staying at that nice South African man's house tonight.
Oh, sweet.
Chris,
okay.
Chris Pachillo?
Chris
Yes.
Pachillo?
Oh,
Yeah, he's been improving so much.
We
man.
played
Like,
chess
his comedy's
against each
really
other.
good.
Yo, Chris is in like a flow state at the moment. He's doing really well.
He's doing well.
Yeah, well, if anything South Africans are good at, it's things with black and white. So,
Very good.
All right,
the,
Delby, we'll let you go.
They never could not quite know what to do with those pieces in the middle.
But mate, good luck.
Cool.
We'll call you for an update when you're over there with Legacy, and then enjoy your flight, bro.
and all the listeners just get around the James McCann catamaran plan.
That's absolutely right. And if you could tell some people in the UK about it, I'd be absolutely chuffed. The James Donald Forbes McCann catamaran plan. Out now!
All right. Peace out. Enjoy, boys.
Fuck yeah. Hooroo, bro.
Delby, God bless you. I'm sorry I can't see you.
Cheers, girls.
Have a great trip.
Bye. Well, there's 10 minutes. We'll never get back.
Oh, he's excited. You can hear that he's very stressed.
Nah, he's it's pretty good for him to be able to get over there and spread the word of the yarns and improve his comedy. And I'm so glad Cam's getting over there. It's actually, I think that's going to be pretty good.
He won your Perth Fringe maybe like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
He dominated with that
with
meth
605.6.
Yeah.
605 Midland.
I actually don't think he did win an award.
Did he not win the award?
No,
he was
sold
selling out and adding
Yeah.
extra shows. I went to like the third extra show.
Yeah.
Which is one of the last times I remember somebody having a successful festival show.
Yeah.
He may not have won it.
I know him and
I
Delby
can't
won
remember-
an award for Confessional, but that's a bit...
maybe he did win the award. I can't remember.
Man, fuck these awards. These award people are scum. They don't know shit. Except the times they've given it to me. I've won a couple of awards in my time and I've enjoyed getting them, but fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, it is about the art.
But you're an
And
award
the
winner.
commercial success.
You're a Raw winner, aren't you?
Did you win
Raw?
Only the
State.
state.
There's
For
nothing
some
wrong
reason
with winning state Raw and not going any further than that.
Did
Did you win it?
State.
State Raw?
State.
I've never done Raw. Do I qualify to be able to do Raw?
Yeah.
What's the rules behind Raw?
There are
How
no
much
rules.
have you made? No, it's
The rules are not abided by at all.
you know they're pretty loosey goosey with the rules about how much you've made.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think
Okay.
you're not the sort of person they'd break those rules for.
Yes.
If you were a stunning
Indian
Southeast
lady?
Asian cripple, I think maybe they'd find a way to get you in Raw comedy. But as it stands, I think they'd do everything they fucking could to make sure you didn't go through.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's...
Not that it's definitely all a stitch up.
Raw and Gong, same sort of thing, I guess. But...
Well, Corey White gave me a lift from the airport yesterday, and he was doing the Gong show.
Yep.
I haven't found out how it went yet, but I'm shocked that people here they're big enough to host the Gong show, and then they also subject themselves
To the Gong.
to the Gong show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't...
There's no shame here for going on the Gong show.
yeah.
Nah, well,
I love
You sort of
It's not me.
have to a little bit just for places to do new material.
Yeah,
People running new at the Gong show?
Yeah,
I'd be turning up the
Yeah.
Don't you want the money?
I'm using it to tighten.
You do the Gong show to Titan.
Because I'm still developing my 5. 10.
Okay.
I think I've got a good 5 now,
Yep.
but I'm trying to strengthen that 10, and I feel like doing it in that is fucking trial by fire. Like if you can do it, okay, there.
I don't rate it.
No.
I think it's shit for comedy.
I think it's good for the scene. Does it get new people along doing it and
Yes.
showing up
Yeah.
to the
Yeah,
Gong?
and again, probably the silliest thing you can do.
Yeah,
because it's so damaging to your confidence.
Yeah, but I'll probably rate it more for that. But then at some point, because you're given the power to the crowd,
Yes.
it tends to make people do premises that the crowd think they want to hear.
Yeah.
Which I think is the worst type of comedy.
Yeah.
Like you want to.
You want to alienate people and bring them back in afterwards. You want to do
Yes.
the Bill Burr thing.
Yeah, that's why
what
I
you
like
love.
your comedy.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to be as approachable as possible.
we were
not doing
talking
a good job.
We were talking prior to you coming on, and without giving you a big head,
You
you're
had a lot of time to
definitely-
talk because I was late.
You were late.
Yeah.
We were. You're one of my favourite, and I was trying to not describe you as a local comic, but I don't know how else to describe. But like you're opening up for Mark Normand, obviously. So
That was
there's
great. He was very lovely,
and we'll
yeah.
chat about that in a moment. But you're one of my favourite comedians in Australia. without giving you.
Oh well, thank you it's a low bar.
Actually, you
appreciate
were on my State of Origin team.
for the
Yeah, we had a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Where
What state do I count as?
Well, we counted you as South Australia.
Oh yeah, great. I should.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
So my State of Origin team was South Australia. It was you,
Yep.
Amos Gill,
Yep.
and Ben Darso.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
I thought that team would
It's very good.
do
Yeah.
well. Queensland were strong, but Jax didn't count as a Queenslander.
No,
He did his first show in New South Wales.
Sydney boy.
everybody counts as
But he's
Queenslander. I don't know.
yeah,
There's some Fijians on that one.
Yeah.
Did he do his first one in New South Wales?
Yeah, he said that.
But
I'm trying to think who else is. Queensland has had maybe the most. There was a wave out of Queensland that's my favourite.
Oh, they're fucking
contemporary.
good.
They had like Becky Lucas,
Yep.
other Corey White, Sam Campbell, Greg Larson. That was like a big. That was Damien Power,
Yeah.
Raffy.
Yeah, Rafi.
That was like it was it's weird how it comes in a glut.
Yeah.
And then it sometimes just does absolutely stop. I mean, there are scenes around the.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about Adelaide. Adelaide's going through a real weird comedy scene.
In regards to like good or bad?
Bad.
Really?
I mean, there are some good people there, but there's just not a lot of shows, and people are trying to get shows off the ground. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And I wonder if a gong show might be the answer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just like you've got to start at the
bottom.
Yeah.
I think that's
there's
there's
no lower
so
than-
much opportunity here that it sort of you do. If you go to a gong show, you're going to see 15 terrible comedians or
Yes.
or it's open micers. And I say I'm in that category where I'm not incredible at the moment, but
You've got enough stage time opportunities.
Well, it's helped me certainly, and I actually said to Johnny the other day, I've been avoiding doing the lounge to try and do the harder rooms, to try and do the ones with worse lighting, like bad mics and stuff like that.
treat yourself to a nice microphone.
I'm opening up for Corey tonight.
Okay.
At Leapfrogs, which will be great. But I was getting and that's
I
going to
saw
be
that
fun.
advertised to me on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in between all the tits.
Well, you would be. Would you?
I'm asking it not to show me the tits at the moment. This is a weird. So yesterday I got two very egregious tit ones in a row, and I'm like, all right, come on, none of it. And then what it showed me afterwards as a replacement, was like pro hijab videos.
Pro hijab.
Yeah, hijab. It was two pieces of fruit, and one had the skin cut off, and then it was a time lapse, and one became moldy, and one said like woman in hijab, woman not in hijab. And it's like the hijab keeps a woman good and pure.
Oh, I love that.
And it's like just like twice. I'm like, can you not show me every inch of a labia on whatever on the reel?
Yeah.
And then they're like, this guy, obviously he's having a strong reaction to the sexy stuff. So let's not show him too much gay stuff, but maybe he's interested in conservative Islam if he wants these women to cover up.
I love that the two options are you either a perv or you're Muslim.
Oh, that's it. Those are the only two left anymore.
You don't
Assalamu
want to
alaikum.
see tits.
You don't want to see tits?
Yeah.
You must want to cut off clits. Those are the big two.
Do you find you starting to appeal to
Muslims? I'd love to get a big Muslim fan base. Oh man,
the quote unquote right or extreme right specifically
I got little patches. Yeah, because I'm Catholic, so I got a lot of Catholic people.
Yeah.
And then the anti-vax thing went viral, so I got a lot of anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick. It's weird. You pick up like a cell.
Yeah.
It's just like all of a sudden like 6,000 anti-vaxxers. are in.
And so this is the concern, like for example, tonight, opening up for Corey, there's so much of my material that I can definitely do and I know it's going to work because Corey brings in a certain crowd.
Yep.
Same when we do the up and joke shows and the shows where they come to watch the hard yarns, but it wasn't creating it wasn't building me to become a better comedian. So doing like tougher rooms where they're not necessarily going to like what I have to say.
Yeah, it's good to have broad
and
stuff as well.
But yeah, do you find that because we were talking how you sort of say you can polarize, you can be on the right.
No, right wing people don't like me as much.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so
that was weird. I was doing the comics lounge. Mm-hmm. I have a joke about the voice, and it's just a silly bit about the voice.
I love it.
Right, so it's a silly bit about the voice.
Yeah.
And the setup is like, part of the setup is like, I reckon I will vote for the voice.
Yep.
And then it's like if it works like the TV show. But as I said, I reckon I'll vote yes. Like people in the audience are going, no! Like I did not know that the suburban energy against the voice. It's gone from like no one knows what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
To we don't fucking want that.
Yeah.
Very quickly, like over 2-3 weeks.
So the voice, quickly
So
while
you
we're
wanna
on
explain
it,
it?
is so I've tried to sort of steer clear of what's going on with it a little bit because I get anxious about talking about that sort of stuff. But is this the one with the?
It's in the news all
Is
the
that the
time,
Heritage Act or is that the?
No,
Or are they
that's just
similar?
the weird.
Heritage Act is WA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Because a couple
that-
of my farmer mates are not happy
Yeah,
about that.
that has not helped the voice.
Okay. So they're related in certain ways.
Not
It's
really.
like just a broader idea of reconciliation. but
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
they're different things.
Okay.
Yeah, they're different things.
Yep.
But one's just come in WA.
Yeah.
And a lot of like bureaucracy it gets shit wrong. So there's been a lot of incidents from that, and because of the implementation of that, I think it's also turned on the voice.
Okay.
My biggest issue is just fucking no one will explain what it means.
No,
So what?
And
so
how the
can
fuck
someone-
do you vote for something?
that you don't know?
Yeah.
So what? Okay, so someone tell me, what is the voice thing? 'Cause do you guys know? Ish? Do I have to Google it and we can talk?
Well,
we can
No,
figure
we
it
can-
out?
I can
Do you know?
vaguely tell you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, obviously, it's the vague guidelines have been said that it's a voice to Parliament.
Okay.
here's a weird part of that though. That's not something that already exists in society. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the voice.
Yeah.
And people will be like, if it was like, it's the Bureau for, or it's the Department of Aboriginal Affairs or something.
Yeah.
People go like, well, it's a government, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But people are just like, I don't understand it. And
Yeah.
then the response is always, listen,
Yeah.
it's a voice. And you
Yeah.
go, okay, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what like,
And
is it just
this
one
the
guy shouting in Canberra?
Is
Like
this,
what?
is this the one that I've heard about where we're not voting in the representative that's selected by the government themselves?
Yeah,
This
that
is part of the joy.
That part's clear.
Yeah. Okay.
How they're going to do that,
Mm-hmm.
little vague. But then the powers that the voice has is the most vague. So people that are pushing the voice say it's not just like they will have power. They'll be able to talk to the tax agency.
Yep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Prime Minister's saying, well, not necessarily.
Can't actually do anything.
Yeah.
So, but like you keep it vague on purpose so that people who want to support it go like, oh, this is a meaningful
Yes.
thing that we can do. But then you can also go to people who don't want it. But you should just shut the fuck up and
Yeah.
support it because
Yeah.
it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
But and then it's like, it's just it's odd
Is it
to watch.
posturing? Is it like virtue signaling, or
Well,
is
you
it
do-
actually going to have
That's a big part
impact?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is,
I mean, it depends who
you
you
don't
ask.
know. They're literally saying it is, but it also isn't.
But they're
Depending
gonna,
on who they're
it's like
talking
they're gonna
to.
legislate afterwards as to how much power it
Yeah.
has. So, but then it's like, but they're not. They haven't done the legislation.
Okay.
They'll figure so change the constitution first, and then we'll figure it out after.
Yeah,
Potentially,
they-
I'm going to
they
look into
don't-
this.
Well, they.
Well, you got to. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the hard. People do have to vote for it,
Yes.
Yeah.
or not vote
Are we
for
having
it.
a vote for this? Is this?
Yeah,
is
there's
that
a referendum. This is what no one knows.
What the fuck?
Like, and all the
I don't watch the news, so this is
no, but this is
potentially
what I mean.
why
Like
don't know.
all the machinery that used to be in place to like get the populace to know sort of what they were voting for and just to have like an accepted set of terms has fallen apart. Like I think COVID was the last time people knew what was. There was a very high level of understanding in the news that just average people had because you wanted to know if you were going to go into house arrest or something.
Yes.
And so people knew like the names of all the premiers and the whatever. And like that, people were watching the project and shit. It's done. I don't know. People aren't reading newspapers. People aren't watching television. But like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And then it's not like there's any big podcasts in Australia that do current affairs in a way that are
Yeah.
broadly compelling to a lot of people.
Yeah.
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 So I think whatever consent manufacturing equipment we used to have as a country doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're spending a shitload of money on it.
Yeah.
It's just
What are
hard
they-
to
Yeah.
But what do you see? You
translate
just
that
see,
to
you see a smiling person with the word yes on their
Yeah,
chest, and
and
you go
the-
like, oh,
the
I guess
AFL
it's
supports yes.
yeah.
That's it.
I mean,
Okay.
It's very hard to explain the minutiae of constitutional reform at a footy game. Like, I don't know that's where the nuts and bolts of policy propagation really should be taking place.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But then the Heritage Act is obviously, that's the one where you not lose control, but you have to seek permission from an elder and then pay a fee for them to make an assessment or something along those lines. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there's, so a certain, it's probably bigger for larger lands. I can't remember what the square meter
1,100.
is. Yeah. Once you go past that, for you to do any groundwork on your property, you need to seek
Anything lower than 50 centimetres. This is one I am a bit more aware of, only because my very good friends are farmers, so they're not happy.
And this would be targeting like the mining industry blowing up
No.
sacred sites? No.
So,
this is farming.
Well,
is that
it's everything.
Right.
Even if it's your house, like say you've got property that big.
Okay.
If you wanted to build a pool,
you got to pay a fee and seek
permission
and from an elder.
Yeah,
I'm going to do some more reading about this before I pop off. But that's interesting.
Yes.
Well,
do you get to pick your own elder?
Well, so no, the issue is, like, even for example, I think the other day there was a tree planting exercise supposed to happen.
Yeah,
ceremony. They were meant to plant like 1.9 million trees or whatever, and it was going to cost a ridiculous amount of money.
A lot of money
to seek approval. So they just didn't do it. So all these trees didn't get planted. So there is
cancelled the tree plant.
Some issues. This came in like July 1st from memory. So again, I'm a little vague on this. Maybe potentially we get some farmers on.
Was this a McGowan push? This is like the state Labor government?
It was implemented while he was there. But I think the biggest thing is just finding out what the laws were before this, because this was supposed to be clarification.
Yeah.
So with that tree planting thing, the one part they don't mention was that the tree planting was supposed to be in the name of the Queen. So that possibly was the issue. So an Indigenous group showed up and were like, it wasn't that they didn't ask for permission. They checked on the website because there's a website set up for it. It was all fine. And then an Indigenous group showed up, and because it was a government-backed thing, the Indigenous group showed up and said, nah, fuck this. Can't do it. And whether that was because it was in the name of the Queen, which could possibly be offensive, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So you would have to... We're going into some nuanced shit.
Especially we got three white guys talking about Indigenous rights and stuff like that. We probably...
that I'm a proud... You're going to have to go into my ancestry.com. Don't worry about it.
But it is
it's
very interesting.
I'm white all white.
It is very interesting. I'll without doing further research, we won't talk about it anymore. But I might get a couple.
Fuck shit from the hip. Have a good time. What is it?
I might get a couple of farmers on
the Queen's trees. I've not heard about this anyway. I mean, if this is true, this would be the first place in Australia where it was like a meaningful power handover at the state level.
Yeah. Someone mentioned to me something about sovereignty and a few different things. So I'm interested. I'll do a bit of research. I'll get some before we comment further on it.
I think the interesting part is it is set up so you, like a lot of people say, the mining companies.
Yes.
But all they do is pay. A lot of them, like Twee Forest, has his own group, so he's able to pay those people the fee quickly and get shit through. So, and the amount doesn't change.
West Australian mayor alarmed after tree planting cancelled by Aboriginal corporation demanding $2.5 million payment.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking forward to reading that. That's exciting.
Well, you read it now. We can read it now if you want.
Right. Canning's Mayor Patrick Hall was, quote, alarmed by the cancellation of the event and hoped the incident is, quote, not a glimpse into the future. We're alarmed by how many times are they going to have the one time he said alarmed? The claims by Mr. Collide in relation to the $2.5 million, he told Sky News. Everybody who knows of the circumstances is entitled to feel alarmed by that. Man, this man is alarmed. And I really hope what happened is not a glimpse of the future. The greatest disappointment for us as a council has been the cancellation of such a worthy event by such a respected environmental group.
It is.
I will say something controversial, but I am completely against trees.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fucking good thing.
They may have been disgusting. Hold on. Controversy.
Oh.
On Monday, Aboriginal Affairs Minister Tony Buddy,
Buddy.
he clarified that the plantings were not covered under the Act. I want to make it clear, he said, there was no linkage between the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act and the ability to cancel that event.
Oh.
Hold on. But the mayor says they're standing in solidarity and asking for guidance. So no one knows if they actually had to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of because
so
it happened on the day, and
So the uncertainty of it all.
They just don't know what the law is.
Yeah, the other thing that happened on the same week was the smoking ceremony for, I think it was a new freeway, fucking something random.
Yeah,
and
I did see that.
The government paid a bloke to do it, and then another group rocked up.
A different elder rocked up.
Yeah, and was like, nah,
get off.
This is my show. Oh my God. And the best part was watching the white government.
Yeah. She was just like, no, she was just like, because she didn't want to, she was like, it's a bit interesting, isn't it?
I don't know what to do.
It's a cultural exchange.
Yeah, fucking oopsie daisy.
Fuck.
Such a weird. Because it is, I mean, because no one wants to do, why not pop off? No one wants to, it's like the worst situation in the world. It's like the Aboriginal situation in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
We all know it's fucking awful. And it's like life expectancy, incarceration, just across whatever dot point you want to look at. It's so grim. And then no one has any serious ideas about turning that around from a humanitarian point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
Quickly.
I
and
think
it's a lot of how can we feel good about ourselves?
Yeah, I think there's a lot on grassroots levels.
Yeah.
That you don't hear about.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's the same with everything. More bureaucracy just means bureaucrats end up getting more money up to the wrong people. I know in Carnarvon they're doing some pretty great things now.
There are good things happening, but I think a lot of these things are because like WA is a vassal state for the mining companies. I say that with love and respect.
Yeah.
Can you also explain what vassal means?
It's just like I think the mining companies are basically in charge. Like if you
100%.
Yeah. So and the state sort of is just acting out their wish.
Yes.
And there's a lot of blowback about Aboriginal stuff, and it's like you've just got to be seen to be doing the right thing.
Yes.
So that you can keep digging things out of
It's a lot of virtue signaling. It's a lot of posturing to.
It's like get off my back. Let me do my business.
Yes. Yeah.
Never fuck with me and my meal.
But don't you find that?
Well, it's kind of the way a lot of it's solved because of the mining companies. The one thing they don't mind doing is just giving money.
Yeah. They do seem to want to give a lot of money.
They're small amounts compared to what they're making.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
like, there's nothing else happening besides them just going, take the money, look the other way while we blow shit up.
Don't you find that?
And someone will take the money.
Like BHP's getting behind the Yes campaign in a big way.
Okay.
But like they will keep
doing what they're
blowing
doing.
things up.
Yeah.
If they have to.
Yes.
They do the same with a lot of like ecological shit as well.
Yeah.
Like they're behind a lot of sanctuaries in the Northwest, and people are like, we're saving the environment, we're putting a sanctuary here. They don't realise that you can still put an oil rig in a sanctuary.
Yeah.
So that a lot of that is when you can do that, you can get rid of all the fishermen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then put an oil rig there, and it's just business.
And this is what I was just going to say.
You can have a fish sanctuary to grow more fish there, and you can still mine it for oil. That's
so
great.
So a lot of sanctuaries in the Northwest, like you go to Exmouth, you look straight out, you'll see an oil rig off the Ningaloo Reef, which is a marine park.
Yeah, because South Australia, there was this big thing about all these like safe fisheries sites that they were building up, and then they also wanted to. I think they stopped the mining, but it was we're also going to drill it for.
See, and
oil. Maybe that's good for the fish. Maybe that doesn't hurt the fish.
They're good fishing spots, oil rigs.
Are they?
Yeah.
Really? Why is this?
Because you can pop your legs off the end and.
No. Well, there's structure, but also where they are, obviously. the minerals and the life go there anyway.
Okay.
As far as deep water spots,
I don't know this. Hold on.
Yeah, the capped oil rigs.
Yeah.
They're some of the best fishing spots to go to. Probably your biggest issue with all of that is the seismic work they do before they put in rigs. So they tow massive cables for about 1 kilometre long,
Yeah, right.
no one can go near them while they're doing that. There's an exclusion zone, but that's like shooting sound waves, and it fucks with the whales a bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which isn't good if you like whales.
Fuck.
I think we like whales, don't we? What is your history? How do you know so much about oil rigging? Have you worked on oil rigs?
No, I used to be a fisherman.
Okay.
Used to be. Well, still do.
No, professionally.
Were you on like the big boats getting out there on like a trawler?
No, so I worked on charter and wetlining boat. So I started as a decky and then drove it. So when those seismic vessels are coming through, if you're in the way, so they'll call you up from fucking 10 miles away, and they'll be like, vessel this, fuck off, and then you got to move.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
What if you're taking a nap?
Yeah.
Can you... Do people nap out on the water?
Yes.
I don't know a lot about being on the sea.
So my boss tried this once where he was on the fish. They're all smacking it, like just fish everywhere. And there's...
Yeah, I didn't understand what was being said there, but go on.
I think you're smacking the fish.
Oh, no. Like, doing well.
Doing well.
And the seismic vessels, like, we're coming through, you got to move. And he goes, oh, look, we're broken down. Because he didn't want to move.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, give us, if you can move as soon as you can. Because they're not moving. And then they just kept calling back, and he's like, nah, give us 10 more minutes. And then they're like, we'll send someone to come and help. We've got engineers on board. Yeah. And they sent him, and just as they're getting there, he's like, we fixed it.
Classic. Is that, do you reckon, what happened to old mate Sailor? The guy, do you see that guy lost at sea for 3 months?
No.
3 months with his dog.
What?
Yeah, and they they found him floating around in the Pacific Ocean. His catamaran.
Did this happen recently?
Yeah,
this
got found.
This was his catamaran plan.
It doesn't sound fun.
The James,
yeah,
the catamaran.
I'm starting to wonder if I'll ever get this boat. I've made so little money, but this guy, he was what? He was on. And the dog survived with him.
So
on a boat.
3 months.
You shouldn't take a dog out.
Yeah,
on a boat in the sea, should you?
No, you shouldn't.
Unless the dog can like swim around in the water and get exercise that way.
I don't think you'd do that. But it was a stray dog, and he picked it up. That was the big adventure, and now he's coming back to Australia. He's leaving the dog with the fishing crew that picked him up.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because he got found like off the coast of Mexico or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, off Mexico. So a Mexican, was it an oil rig crew or fishing crew? Might have been a fishing trawler.
Yeah, and the helicopter seen him from a thing, and he'd been floating around for 3 months.
Well, just no
fishing, eating off.
Did he want to be out there?
No, like his catamaran got damaged.
Okay,
and he got stuck.
Didn't have a good plan.
Yeah, didn't have a.
I bet you he didn't have
a James McCann catamaran plan.
See, I don't know what I'd do if I ever got the boat. I'd be like
Is this your this is your plan?
Around an art gallery.
Is to have the James McCann catamaran plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just rhymed. And I'll do it. I'll buy the boat if I get it, but I have no plans.
Yeah,
It seems so desperately far away.
Have you met yachties? Like people that live on yachts?
Yes.
They are
scary, weird people.
They're fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like anyone
Very touched by the sun, the ones that I've met in op shops in Brisbane. I was in Brisbane. I was in the coastal.
You meet some
towns of
interesting
Brisbane.
people in op shops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, the crumb lady as well.
lady,
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in op shops. And just like leathery skin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And being like, and he was I was quite early in the process of thinking about getting a boat.
Yeah.
And he was just like, mate, it's so good living on the boat. You get the community toilets. And he's like selling that. It's like, don't worry about the kids. The toilets are safe. It's like $150 a week. You get the dock in there, use the toilet. was really pushing the toilet. Like, it just made me think that the emphasis that he was putting on that made me think that a lot of the time there wasn't a good toilet situation.
You're saying it a lot.
Yeah, it makes me hungry for a land toilet, you know?
Anytime you see someone in a pub just talking to themselves, probably a yachty.
Probably a
Oh
yachty.
my god, classic.
Yeah, and then there was a boatie who disappeared in just like a guy living in his boat in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And there was a big storm, and his oh man, but this was a sad one. His boat, his boat got taken. It broke off the mooring and it drifted out to sea.
Yep.
And there was this huge hunt to find the boatie.
Yeah.
And they found him, and he was alive, and it was this great triumph. And they brought the boat back. It was like a terrible old boat.
Yeah.
They brought him back. And 2 days later, there was another storm, and he drifted out to sea again. And that time around, people, they're like, there was not the same enthusiasm. And I believe
like, this guy asked
he
for
did
it.
die that time.
Yeah,
It was breathtaking, the turnaround of the boat. The first time, the boatie's missing.
Yeah.
And the second time, it's like, can you believe the fucking boat again?
Oh fuck. But going back on a bit of a tangent, going back and forth. But
Yeah, bring it
going back
around.
on what we were talking about before, the posturing and putting in.
Let us speak more about the Aboriginal voice to Parliament.
But more so in regards to like, as in the posturing and
Coughing.
like putting in policy that is
Yeah.
specifically there to make you look like you're having an impact, and
Yeah.
it's not actually having a change. I feel the same way about like climate change or these sorts of things. Like
Sure.
there's nothing wrong with fighting pollution, but the policies and the taxes that we're putting in place are not helping.
Fisherman furious.
Well,
Fuck
okay.
it. Fuck the trees.
Yeah.
No.
Surely, if
you're
you
right.
wanted to stop climate change, what you should do is invade, like the bad polluters.
Well,
Like you would have the good countries, like Europe and
Yeah.
America. Would if you? I'm just saying, if you were serious about stopping
yeah.
coal usage, you would wage nuclear war
Yes.
on like India, Pakistan, China,
Yeah.
and bring them to heel and install a one world government to stop the carbon emissions. And you've got a limited amount of like if the rhetoric is true, if they're like we've got 5 years to turn this around,
Yeah.
or everybody is dead. It's
It's-
like,
Yeah.
how come there's not a lot more nuclear war then?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
that wouldn't have environmental repercussions as well, but at some point
yeah.
that should start making sense. There are so few environmentalist terrorist attacks.
Yeah, well, that's true. Like, it's more like if
When was the last environmentalist terrorist attack? Sometimes they tie themselves to a bridge, but they're not like Muslims will kill people
yeah,
for the book, on spec to get some virgins. Scientists aren't blowing up buses to
Yeah,
get their
I'm-
message across.
I'm a little bit.
Maybe I've taken that on a tangent.
No,
Excuse me.
but I'm a little.
I'm with you.
I'm not totally sold on the whole climate change thing.
Okay.
I'm sold on pollution being horrific and we can clean up the world, but I'm
Yes.
not sold on the world being fucked in 5 years because it's always fucked in 5 years.
It does seem like it's been fucked in 5 years for
for a
a
while.
lot of 5 year
Yes,
things. But then
For 7
maybe it
years.
is fucked, right? Maybe it's now just like, and we missed the 5 year cutoff, and they're like,
Yeah.
look, let's not go on and on about it
But,
anymore because it's over.
but when has taxing more ever made a difference? It's never made a difference to, in the last 30 or 40 years, there's always something that we have to tax more to try and help.
always an urgent need
they'll
to
just
raise revenue and tax something. But even if we did, like if Australia totally got it under control,
We're nothing.
India, China, and Nigeria are spewing out,
Yeah. And
heaps.
you're right, why isn't there? Yeah.
But like, so why isn't there a one world government invasion taking place? Like, let's consider it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
Let's like seriously think about.
Yeah.
And maybe it's being used as a pretext. I don't know. My dad is very skeptical about climate change. I have no strong.
Yeah, no strong opinion.
It's just that like the people that you meet who feel very passionately about it, I don't
No.
trust on a gut level. And maybe
Yes.
that's the, cutting off the nose to spite your face. But it's
Yeah.
like, like I spent like a lot of my 20s going to university house parties and arguing with communists and whatever. And it would be like, you get around to climate change is issue number 4 or 5 of the night. But you go, but you've been wrong about the first 5 things that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then you just go like, no, but this is the science. And you go, man, I got in a big stoush with a guy in Melbourne recently. He's a climate engineer.
Yeah.
And we got on. It was a really good chat. But I was just asking him like who I should read to convince myself of climate change because it doesn't help me to be anti
Yeah.
climate change or anything. Like I genuinely don't have strong views. I've not read the literature. And he was just like, you've just got to trust the science on this one. And you go, that is what they're saying about chopping off little boys' penises.
Yes.
So, right? And he's like, that's the social sciences with the trans thing. Don't pay too much attention to that. And I was like, but that vaccine thing was like, even if it's not killing people at the rate that some people on the internet think it does, like it definitely didn't work like the scientists insisted that it.
Yeah.
Like we're all getting COVID and no one is keeping on getting the booster and there's no appetite for it. And we're like, clearly, so why on this one do we just trust the scientific consensus? Also,
Again.
I'm so smart. Like, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I think if I spent some time on the literature, give me the I'm keen. But he wouldn't. He just kept like doing this appeal to authority, which I don't mind in general.
Yeah.
I would love to be talked around on climate change,
But that's-
and really believe that it's really happening.
Yeah.
Because it would give shape and purpose to my life. You know, I don't like all the woke corporations, right?
Yeah.
I don't like them. So if I could also say that you're destroying the planet, I'll get on board. It'd be a great movement to join.
Yeah.
I'm chomping at the bit to believe in climate change.
Yeah.
I just need
100%.
anything that I can go. That makes sense.
100%, and that seems to be the go for anything that's woke or they just shout you down with like, you're wrong, this is right, and they don't give you the answers. You see that in the comment section. Recently we put up a post and they're like, you're so wrong on this, and we're like, oh fuck, shit, we didn't know, please tell us.
We'd love to know more.
We'd like to know. I'm not getting into a public debate. And I'm like, fucking
Can
what?
you send me a Wikipedia page with some key, a reading list?
The only interesting thing that I have mildly looked into in regards to climate change really just made me dubious of it was the fact that I think the trend over the last 50,000 years was that temperatures were rising. But that was the trend that I'd seen. And then I went, okay, that's interesting. And then someone said, yeah, but here's the previous 300,000 years. And it's like up, down, up, down. And I went, so you've actually just sectioned off 50,000 years to suit your narrative and left out the...
It seems like there's some selective evidence happening.
Correct. So,
but again, I'm cool. Like the other one is that it looks to me on the graph, when I look at it, like, you know, and they're like, this is temperature, this is CO2.
Yes.
The CO2 goes up, the temperature goes up. Just the way it is laid out on the graph, I could bring it up, but it looks like temperature goes up and then the CO2 goes up afterwards.
Yes.
Like it looks like that is beforehand. Like the hotter it gets, maybe the more trees are burning off. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's like, I genuinely... I have no horse in the race.
No, yeah.
I'm not standing up for the coal industry.
Yeah.
Going like,
and because to suggest that...
fuck yeah, brother, burn that coal, daddy.
But to suggest that climate change isn't real also doesn't necessarily mean I'm sitting there going, well, that means we should pollute the planet and fucking do all this thing. I still want us to be environmentally conscious and make some good decisions. But
seems like there's a lot of plastic in the ocean.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that true? Is it efficient?
Yeah, 100%. There's the Great Atlantic Garbage Patch or whatever it's called, a Pacific Garbage Patch. It's fucking huge. It's almost the size of a fucking small country. And it's just floating around full of fucking rubbish in the middle of the...
But maybe that's good. Maybe that's a big...
It's funny how all the tides and currents go to that one spot.
I bet you lots of fish would live underneath.
Underneath?
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah?
And they'd suffer if we got rid of the plastic.
Wicked little dive.
Yeah, good dive spot.
Would.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
When you find a big
from the
weed
sun.
patch in the middle of the ocean, fucking fish underneath. Awesome. I don't know. I'm glass half full.
I'd love you to be on Q&A and then talking about the big plastic patch. You're like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. Fish love that microplastic.
Yeah, they fucking froth on it.
I've seen it.
Well, it's similar with everything. Fucking like I assume I believe in climate change and everything going on with it because I'm an idiot, so I wouldn't know how to. Elon Musk has got like a more nuanced thing.
Right, like he seems like a smart enough guy and he seems to think it's important.
Yeah, but then he gets shouted down by the same people who you would think would be on his side. So, I mean, that's hard. But then, like you were talking about with the oceans and fish, you watch something like Seaspiracy.
Yeah.
And a lot
I haven't seen Seaspiracy.
No, I haven't watched it. Is it good or bad? Like, what are your thoughts on that one? Because Cowspiracy and then the health, they're both very compelling documentaries, but it's the same guy. But
it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's definitely true.
But they've both been also disputed in certain ways. So.
Yeah, well, a lot of what they say on there is dog shit.
Okay.
And there's no, obviously it's a documentary that is pushing one side.
Yeah.
So I think they said there's no such thing as a sustainable fishery.
Okay.
Which is untrue. Just looking at something like the southern bluefin tuna is a great thing to say for a fishery with unilateral support from multiple countries, Australia, Japan, I think New Zealand are in it as well, where they've been able to come together and build a fishery back up from where they fucked it up. They were nearly extinct.
Wow.
Now they're in the biggest numbers they've been in 50
Open
years.
ocean?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And that's an agreement between them all. But Australian fishery laws for professional fishermen are great. They do work. The recreational side becomes harder because the population increases, more people.
There's no way we're doing recreational fishing at a rate that's getting in the way. Are we really?
Yeah, we're recreational fishing, compared to professional fishing, probably, way worse.
Right.
I guess that's the reason there's abalone season laws and stuff like that, because the recreational side of things would be pretty damaging. Or would it? Is that?
For sure. I mean, that's part of it.
Because there's seasons, not even seasons. It's day. It's a day
in the Perth Metro.
There's abalone day.
Yeah,
you got for a month. There's one day a week or something.
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days.
Isn't it massively expensive? You can sell it to the Chinese for $1 million a can.
So that's the green lip abalone, which is mostly, which is mainly southern WA. So they're the big abalone. South Australia as well.
Okay.
So those.
I don't think I've ever had abalone.
Never had it.
I don't think I've ever had
like squid tasting.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like
that. The green lip
with salt and lemon.
I've seen it at Costco.
Yeah.
In a weird plastic sheath with a can on the inside.
It's funny.
Chinese writing and
oh my
$75.
Yeah, because it's just a fucking
squid in a can.
Ocean snail.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny, everything that we don't like on land, like cockroaches and snails. We're imagine if you ate them.
Yeah,
gross. As soon as they're in the water, we're fucking delicacy.
Get a crayfish and a fucking
They're
abalone.
They're pushing eating the bugs though. They're pushing eating the land.
Oh yeah, that's another little thing, isn't it? It's almost become. See, the thing is, they're pushing that. They're pushing the bugs. They're pushing the crickets and moving away from meat.
Yeah.
As a whole, and that then by pushing against that, you become a right-wing conspiracy theorist, which is so odd that to suggest that I don't want to eat crickets becomes a conspiracy theory.
And look, the bug eating does upset me.
Yes,
really? What?
Because your kids will be watching TV. You pop the ABC Kids on. You're watching Bluey.
Yeah.
You go into the other room. You make a cup of tea, you come back, and then the TV's doing some other show about you got to eat bugs, kids.
Yeah.
But eating bugs is a better way for the future. And you go, why is the fucking World Bank talking to my children about the importance of having a? I'm
starting to see why James appeals to the right wing.
I'm a very lefty dude. I'm a hip happening.
Yeah.
I just want to live in small, walkable communities.
But it's only your thought. You had the opposite done to you.
How do you mean? Yeah.
Well, pigs.
Yeah.
Fucking pigs are just an animal that you eat.
Yes.
They're not like your dog. They're not smart. They're not clever. They don't have fucking thoughts and that.
Yeah.
If you were cows are fucking.
Well, horse
India.
meat in Eastern Europe, they eat horses. They're okay with that. But I think I'd be okay with horses.
If
they want to bring that in.
I'd eat anything.
I'd eat everything local if I was traveling the world. Now that I eat meat again,
how long were you off meat?
6 years.
That's pretty good.
That was I say that I was doing it because I had a gut issue and I just did it on an elimination diet.
Yeah,
listeners have heard this 100 times, but basically I took away meat and unfortunately it worked and all my pain went away. So
I'm sorry,
but I got back into it and I'm all good.
Yeah, well, usually that's the other way.
If I was traveling,
only meat.
If I was traveling, well, I'm doing that at the moment. But I'm
nice.
talking about,
You're trying everything.
Yeah, I just try. I'm curious. I'm curious. But that curiosity would lead me to, if I was traveling through South America and the local delicacy was a bug or it was some fucking...
Yes.
I'd give it a crack because I think that's part of the experience.
I'm hungry for my own culture.
Yeah.
And my own... I just want to live in a little cottage in the hills.
Would you eat dugong?
Pheasant. Would I eat dugong?
Yeah. I haven't eaten dugong. I really want to eat dugong. Everyone I've talked to that's eaten dugong.
Let's try and
Well, it's the cow of the sea.
They also say it's the mermaid, right? Like it's the one that you would have. It has a human vagina.
So the dugong's got the closest human vagina. Can't barely tell the difference.
What?
Oh, this is a classic fisherman story. all fishermen know. All fishermen know that if you fuck, I think it does cause the dugong to die though. If you
fuck a dugong.
I'm gonna guess that if you tried to fuck a dugong,
one fuck only.
Did you hear about the
Well, I mean, you go to hell forever.
Did you hear about the dolphin where the photographer fucked the dolphin?
No.
What, in the blowhole or wherever
in its vagina?
Vagina.
Yes.
So
I haven't heard this.
He had a relationship with this dolphin. He's
Come
a
Don't call it that.
pro animal rooter,
Okay.
right? And he
Sorry, like he loves
Bestiality.
This is what he does.
Well, he thinks that you should be able to fuck animals if it's consensual.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's a
Right.
good guy.
So, so he had sex with this dolphin, and he said it was magical, it was love, and then he left, and the dolphin killed itself.
Yeah.
And he said the dolphin killed itself because it felt
heartbreak.
abandoned.
Yeah.
I reckon it's more ashamed that it fucked a photographer.
How did it kill itself?
It drowned itself, just stayed down, didn't come
Wow.
up. It was in an aquarium, so
No, just stayed
He
down.
fucked it in an aquarium.
yeah.
Oh my lord!
Seems like someone should. I don't
Is
reckon
this guy
that would
in
have been
jail?
in a good country.
Is this guy in jail?
No, he.
What's his best?
He fled.
That would have been in some sort of banana republic or something.
No, I'm pretty sure it was America, and then he just fled the country
Oh my lord!
Oh, so
before he admitted it.
they weren't in on
But
it.
they would.
They weren't like. They weren't letting him in there to fuck though.
No, he was supposed to be taking photos, and then like it happened over a week or something, and he fell in love with the dolphin. The dolphin fell in love with him.
There was that woman who fell in love with the gorilla. Do you remember?
No.
What? Gorillas in the Mist lady.
No, like at a zoo.
What's her name?
She would like duck over and have little champagne
What?
evenings with the gorilla, and then
I did not hear
I
this.
don't remember if the gorilla fucked her to death, but I
Oh
think seems like the sort of thing that story should end that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no. It's all they do. Like whenever people are like, you've got to express your innermost self. That's very important,
Yeah.
you know, and don't be restrained and don't hold back.
But
And then you go like, yeah, but the people do fuck
But this is
animals.
This is where like they're starting to.
That's definitely not good. Like I draw a hard moral line
There's
against bestiality.
100%, and people are starting.
Sorry, I do. Call me a bigot. When you're out in the sea and the
Man.
dugongs start looking beautiful.
you right wing fuck.
They're starting to rename like things like pedophilia to
Who's
minor.
they? Who's
Yeah.
they?
The lefties.
The left.
lefties.
Anthony Albanese coming out hard for the voice and for pedophiles.
They'll call a pedophile a minor attracted person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Like he said, who's they?
The lefties. So
That's very broad.
Which lefties?
That's very
In particular, is there a person who says, "Hi, my name is this, and I believe adults should be
I was
allowed
at-
to fuck kids"?
No,
I was
they
working.
don't
I was working at Pedestrian the first time.
Yeah.
I think this started to come around in a big way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was working at pedestrian.tv. I assume they're still going, but it was like LGBTQIA plus.
Yeah.
Just come in. And then, Salon started having some articles. This would have been like 2015, 2016. Salon, sort of mainstream, but on the left, places started having things about like, some people have this inclination to minimize harm.
Yeah.
What should we have little child fuck dolls for these people? Can they get together? We don't just want to castrate them and hit them on the head with a brick. And then when the Trump thing started happening, that was one, like, there was an immediate, it's weird. There was an immediate back down on like cultural appropriation just went away.
Yeah.
No one, that was a big, every day on Twitter, it was full of stories about like, can you do yoga anymore? Is butter chicken all right?
Yeah.
And then Trump came up and people were like, hit the pause.
Yeah,
No
battle
way.
lines are
There's-
drawn somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. So, but I think with the paedophile one, it's just like, I think it's the they there is pedophiles, right? Who are like just waiting. It's like there's a game of double dutch happening, and they're like, now our time will come to try and normalize this at some point.
I have seen the TED talk where the lady was talking about she was talking about pedos who haven't like they're attracted to kids but haven't rooted one. She was like, it's about not shaming them so you can take them to counselling or whatever. I mean,
I'm empathetic and compassionate to people
let
who
me
have...
finish the convo before it sounds like I'm fucking pro
pedophile. Yeah.
I want to come out and say I'm anti-pedo and
I had previously just taken that on face. That's right.
my belief is like if you have to die so that you don't fuck kids, I reckon that's more the go. But
you want to euthanize pedophiles?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I like people will say like, you know, if they're born that way, what can they do? I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this is what bikies say.
Yeah.
When like bikies are trying to win back trust in the community.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
that's one of our previous guests.
Is it really?
He went to jail for bashing pedophiles. Yeah. But now
I'm not saying go out there.
The heroin trafficking was out there and well known, but they got me for the pedo action. I just want everyone to know that's why I was in prison.
Yeah, that's true.
It's home based. Yeah, because it's repulsive to fuck a child.
But I feel like the activism has been hijacked by the left in regards to
you come back to the it's like my dad.
Yes.
Look, I don't disagree. There is a thing called the left out there.
Yes,
and you're right.
When I say left, I mean I guess
I don't know that it's helpful.
the left-leaning sort of people. But good things have been taken advantage of. So, like for example, like pollution and stuff like that. That's a good thing to have activism about and want to try and heal the world and do the right thing. But then
way better than pedophilia.
Yes, exactly. Way more than pedophilia.
If we're going on...
See, stopping pedophiles is also a good thing, but then people hijack that, and then they're using that to justify their heroin trafficking.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think hijacking a noble cause has been, and the same with the woke movement. I think being awake to certain things in the world was a real thing. Like it was an initially, it initially became it was a thing. Like you were awake to the wars being unjust in Afghanistan and just a way for corporate interests to further their grab on control and power. You were understanding of that, and that was the initial the drive behind that
but then the revolution
movement,
moves into a different...
And then it's been hijacked by this but politically to become a way to stay in control and stay in power and get the...
This is why you need a king.
Yes.
This is why you need one person who's in charge and who's judicious and makes the appropriate call and is not swayed by popular opinion.
I'm
and
spewing like...
populism. That's the opposite.
I'm spewing like King Plan doesn't rhyme with James McCann. Because I would get behind that.
Monarchy. I don't want to be a king. Please, it's not for me. This is my... Please. Look, to take it back to The Voice, this was what I had argued. I did a whole show about this, which was like, you should have an Aboriginal monarch. I don't know exactly how it would work because it's not a part of their culture.
That would not work. Well, obviously, because there's more than one.
I think
group.
Buddy Franklin I was pushing for at the time. But
how good would that be?
Yeah, it would be great.
King Buddy.
But he just like, even if you had to like skew it slightly, so it's like the abstract sense of Aboriginal sovereignty is the new constitutional monarch.
Yeah.
Because the constitutional monarch is not meant to do anything and Parliament is still supreme. But it's like, I don't know, maybe Aboriginal people get to vote on who the Governor General is. Just like that would be like a meaningful...
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Pivot. I'm for that. But it's all... Anyway, the show was mostly about architecture. But it wasn't a great cohesive show, to be fair.
What's Buddy's missus called? Jacinta?
Jacinta, Campbell.
She'd be the hottest queen in the world. Sorry, my head just went there. I was like...
No, she's a beautiful lady.
Yes.
And
So our Instagram still shows me boobs.
mine's honestly to this day, I keep asking it nicely. I might have to get rid of. There's no way to uncouple the Instagram Messenger from the Instagram showing your tits.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Like, isn't it weird that the thing that I
Okay. So I know I 1000% know because I don't. For me, my recommended videos are never tits anymore.
Yeah.
They were when I was
you're
younger.
an ass man.
No.
as you grow and
No,
mature.
mine are mine's
Younger,
mine's
smaller
fucking,
women.
Children.
Mine's all right wing.
Oh, I see.
Mine's all like that sort of stuff. I go on to the Hard Yarns podcast Facebook page. If I log into that, that's the one that Daniel Delby also has access to.
I see.
And I start going through the reels on the Facebook, and every fucking thing is tits and ass. And I know it's because of
He knows what he likes.
the great man.
Yeah.
It's 100% because everything that I ever look at is quote unquote right wing. And it
Nothing more right wing than good old heterosexual erotica.
and I know Delby's got he must be on there logged in, and he'll go through like.
You don't even have to like them.
Nah.
No, you just have to stay on them for a certain amount of
I'd
seconds.
get rid of TikTok immediately. TikTok is too. A lady I work with was like, I mean, it tips like
Is it
weird
helping you
parts
though?
of the subconscious.
Is it helping you?
for the career?
Yes.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I've got 10,000 people on Instagram. It's going nice. I got some people on TikTok, but I'm not like Luke Kidgel big.
Oh yeah.
I haven't like cracked it because I don't work at it, and I never want to. Man.
So would you
know.
prefer?
I have
and
no idea if
we're
it's helping.
We're talking to Jarks about this the other day, and he was saying,
I don't know how anyone's seeing my content with all the thick, juicy asses and right-wing content that's out there.
It sucks when you're just scrolling and you get stuck on a tit video for 3 seconds and you're like, fuck.
damn it, now I'm going to see
it's-
48
it's
more.
just gonna
Oh,
be
damn.
Yeah.
But I am seriously getting a lot of Muslim stuff at the moment. I think
that is so cool.
they've picked it up. Yeah, it's assalamu alaikum, my brother.
How did you ask them to stop showing you boobs?
You can click like, I'm not interested in this. It is offensive.
Yeah, not
that
interested.
post.
Yeah.
The one at the moment, with the one that like pushed me, like, because I go in different ways of enthusiasm. Because like I say for like weeks, I'll be like, get this fucking shit out of me, and then I go like, I just won't. Succumb.
Yeah.
You know, for a while, and then I had a big pushback against it recently because it just kept showing me this like a YouTuber woman who's been fucked the black guy with the huge cock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And it's just showing me her boyfriend who's like, yeah, it felt cool, but
That guy
I think I might have made some sort of mistake. Or blah, blah.
Mr. Adam or Adam.
He's in the hip hop thing.
He's a porn star as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't care about their lives.
No.
And I
Why has
don't
it
want to
become a
see.
thing? I don't get it.
I mean, she's become a personality. I think she's like a replacement
Yeah,
Kardashian, as the Kardashians have become old and tired.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there's a degree of shamelessness and
Well,
immediacy.
he had that podcast that was fairly popular, No Jumper. Adam, it's a
Yeah,
number.
he's Plug Talk. He's on he's Plug Talk host as well.
Well, yeah, because he
Which
got
is a porn
He got cancelled for a bit, so this is
Did he? This is his big comeback. Is letting a guy with a great big hefty black cock fuck his wife.
So he hosts the Plug Talk.
The one that I did see that was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't ask it not to show me this one. Is he did an interview with the guy who fucked his wife.
Yeah, right.
And the guy who fucked his wife was like, I would never allow somebody to do that to my wife.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like,
But he's so his thing is that they interview them on their podcast and then they fuck.
he's a regular Dick Cavett.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Mike, the degeneracy.
But back to what I was saying before, since we got to that. But Jarks was saying, he is quite fine with a very gradual progression and just building his stage time and becoming a great comedian through
Talking about sexual things.
being great.
It's been very gradual for Jacques, though. He's been one of the best comedians in the country for like 10 years.
But he said he's got no interest in being like that big, ultra quick, famous person. He's quite fun. Is that what you were getting at?
Well,
as well?
I have an interest in that because I would like to see Jacques on television.
Yeah,
and I think there's like a national good. Man, I get stuck into this all the time.
I get angry about it.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
because it's like I do have to watch.
Dog shit.
Someone has to be on television.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's like X amount of channels, and someone has to be on the project. And so, not that the people, mate, hey.
Yeah.
All wonderful people, but like fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First thing I ever
Someone has to
seen
be
you
headlining.
do
Someone has to be on the
was
gala.
on the project.
Oh yeah, I was living with my parents.
Yeah.
Is it that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I agreed to that. I thought they'd let me go on the panel.
I hadn't seen you do stand-up before that. I knew of you, and I think I'd even met you.
Yeah.
And then that was the first thing I seen of yours.
That was
and
dreadful.
I was like, this guy is no good at anything.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
And then I went...
I moved in with my parents. I wrote an article about it.
Yeah.
And it got picked up by Triple M. And then, like, I don't know. I thought I'd get to go on the panel. It's like, you don't say no to going on the fucking project.
Yeah,
At
especially
that time when
then,
people
it
were
was
watching
big.
it.
Yeah.
And then it was just weak and shitty. And they like made me seem sad and poor. And it was it was not great.
Yeah, and then I seen your comedy and was like, fuck, this guy's
Comedy's much
incredible.
stronger.
Yeah.
I reckon TV execs should just give you 3 shows.
I agree.
And one of them
Look, this is
will
very
be
kind.
fucking amazing.
I'm gonna.
One of
you're
them.
very. I can't get grant money.
Your skits are incredible.
Stop it! This is not why I come on the podcast.
I have to.
It was better when you were saying how bad I was on the project with my family.
I do have to say that skit, the AIDS, the AIDS skit.
Did you like AIDS Needle?
Oh my goodness, the putting his shoe.
Yeah. AIDS Needle was Sam Clark is the guy I make things with. He's a genius. He's
So the way that's filmed, way that's written, we even spoke mildly about it on the podcast the week after I've seen it.
That's
It
great.
is my favourite piece of social media content I think I've ever seen.
Do you know anyone with $50,000?
Yes. No,
Do you?
Delby.
Yeah, I got 50 grand. What do you want it for?
We'd like to make a feature film.
All right, let's do it.
Would you really like to make a feature
I think I can
film?
make a feature film with $50,000.
All right, let's do
You
it.
don't have to give me all the money. All right, if you see, we'll talk about it. I think with Sam Clark, I've written a script that is limited in its scope. I don't know that it'll ever make its money back, but I believe I can make a feature film.
I should
I'll
ask
just
to see the script before I give 50 grand.
And you know what? I should have a script to show people before doing it.
He's one of them lefties. It's probably just all pedophile stuff.
I'm going to piss that up against the wall immediately.
I
think I'm going to use. Look, I've stumbled upon him, and he's the only reason professionally that it's worth. I've got other people in Adelaide as well, and I love being in Adelaide. But like from a professional point of view, Sam Clark is my cameraman.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. He's so technically exciting. Every dollar I give him, he gets all my Patreon money.
Yeah.
And he just buys gear.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a fucking wedding to pay for, but
Camera
not
gear.
gear gear. But like I go around there and he's got like new lights. He's like, I never need to buy a light again. I've got the perfect light now. Like he's very passionate.
Yeah.
And he's buying like textbooks and handbooks. I don't know how any of it works.
Yeah.
Everything he does is beautiful. And so it's like, just got to, do you know when you feel like you've been given a gift by God? Mm-hmm. It's like I have an obligation to work with this man.
Do you have a title?
It's called Brad's Glove. It's about a man who trades his eye for a beautiful song, but he's undone by an obscene glove. I'm going to give you the script.
Mate, I genuinely...
I feel like he's...
It's a real script.
Give me 50 grand. It's about
We'll
a
talk
glove.
about it. I made 50 grand up because I went for this ABC money.
Yep.
It was the fresh blood thing. I'll talk about it. I mean, it's like they were accepting 10 people in the country to give 50 grand to make like 10 minutes of stuff.
Yep.
And I didn't get it.
That's horseshit. I seen the people who got it. It's bullshit.
Some of them would be great. I haven't have they announced it? I haven't seen everyone who got it.
No, he was just saying.
But I did.
I'm offended.
I'm considering suing the ABC because I just reversed engineered the perfect application. Like it wasn't something that I was passionate about making it, but that's not what I submitted. I could have submitted anything, but I went, all right, they want diversity. I'm going to give them like all great comedians, but very diverse. Yeah. And they want to have this and this and this. We'll give them everything that they want. And they still say no. And you go, I don't know how I'm being discriminated against, but I am. I don't know if it's the straight thing. I don't know if it's the Catholicism. I don't know what it is.
Did you have a pedophile in the script?
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Adam.
They don't let you know ahead of time. I'm trying to think if there have been any paedophiles in the Australian comedy scene. Other than like Rolf Harris, who even then was equal opportunity, young to more mature ladies as well.
Did you see the Barmy Army was given like Australian shit about Rolf Harris?
He lived there. He was
motherfucker, he got big over there.
Yeah. And
You cunts accepted him.
Yeah.
It's on you.
He wasn't fucking our kids.
Yeah.
Right? He was fucking your kids.
It's strange. So many pedophiles in like all the fucking stars in the UK have turned out to be pedophiles.
Yeah.
They got the ugliest kids. This is
That's true. Look, you make a good point. They're very ugly people. Yeah. Do you know, this may be totally incorrect, but this I've wanted to talk about this for ages. Have we? I don't know if we've ever discussed the Bill Cosby. No. Someone can look this up and check. So Bill Cosby went to prison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if this is true or if I fever dreamt an article about it. But it's like he had a really good defense team. And I've got to find out if this is true. So that's the caveat. But so he would drug women into unconsciousness and have sex with them. And his defense was he did this in the context of a loving relationship. Like that's just how he got down. And the women knew. And it happened over and over again. And they would come over for that.
Yeah, right.
And so the way he went to prison, and I've got to find out if this is true or if I dreamt this, is like they had to establish that he wasn't in a relationship with the woman, that it wasn't a consensual drugging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so one night he leaves this woman on the couch in the cold after he's drugged her and had sex with her.
Fuck off.
And she gets pneumonia. And they say, and this is the reason he goes to prison, is because they go, if you were in a relationship with the woman, you'd put a fucking blanket on her at the end of it, right? But then so I think that's true. I don't think I made that up. I think that's something real.
If that's true,
Yeah.
and not a cheese dream, you
Yeah.
think you've eaten too much cheese
Doesn't
before
it?
you
It
go
sounds
to
a
bed.
little bit like a cheese drip. But then I was thinking the flip side of that is like maybe that's more of a sign you'd be in a relationship. Because only in a relationship would you have the resentment to go, I'm not putting a fucking blanket on you.
Please, oh my! If that's what got him, that's.
I think that's what got it. Can we just check before? I'm
Google-
sorry. I've got to know.
Google
Yeah, because
check.
while you're checking that, because he's out now because it turned out they shouldn't have accepted some of the evidence because it was it had gone past the time it was applicable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how he got out on appeal. So he's out now.
Fuck.
He's touring.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
selling
doing a
out
show.
shows.
Oh my goodness. Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Bill Cosby, relationship, cold,
Blanket.
reason. I don't know why I think this is true.
You've got me convinced.
If it's true, I'm clipping it.
He was a weird dude. Like he used to have someone that would watch him go to sleep.
What?
He would have someone watch him go to sleep.
Yeah, that was out long before this. He paid someone and they'd have to just
Watch him.
stand there and watch him while he'd go to sleep.
He needed to be watched while he went to sleep?
Yeah, he needed someone there with him.
That doesn't sound sexual. That sounds very sad.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah.
Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, please.
2004.
2004.
Tension.
He's scanning through.
Jeez.
I don't know, like.
There's a big build-up.
I have 3 friends to make you relax. It's just fucking horrible. I don't know why this came back to me. I had
No.
sweaty and on the road and thinking about Bill Cosby and
Well, I was trying to think about it.
I think I read it.
But why would anyone think that someone like Bill Cosby wouldn't be weird like that? Like if he's got people watching him go to sleep, he's obviously very eccentric, very odd. He potentially might be one of those sorts of people who thought he. Do you think he is one of those people who thought he was in a loving relationship?
Man, there's just so many of these cases. There's so many cases against him.
Yeah, it's like over
60.
200, isn't
It's
it?
What?
Wasn't it?
60.
So
Yeah,
he's
okay.
not having 60 loving relationships.
Oh, it was over fucking 40 years.
Yeah. But even then,
he's
I
famous,
think
I guess.
that he was.
He was married the whole time, eh?
Yeah, that's what. It's the adultery that I think he should go to jail for. At very least. You know? But that's.
Yeah.
Man, I got to find out. I just want to. If that's not true, and I've just made that up, I think that too would be a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah, pneumonia blanket.
The way he gets out.
I'm not giving you 50K for
All right,
the
now I'm
money.
just saying. I don't know how much of the profit to give you as well for the movie, but you don't have to give all. Look, I'm going to start hitting up a lot of people.
Yeah.
But once I get my,
Can
I'm
we-
just sweat. I've got bad temperature regulation for the last 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on with my body.
Is it because you got jabbed?
Yeah, look, I may be immunocompromised. I don't know.
Potentially.
But man, my heart's just going like full at night. I went to a doctor, and I was like, my heart's going full, and he was like, "You're fine." I was like, "What?" And he went, "I'll listen to your heart." And he just like momentarily
Yeah.
had a stethoscope up, and he was like, "That's all right."
Really?
I was like, "But it's not doing it now." And he said, "Sometimes the heart does stop start."
No.
I can't, man.
What?
You know when you go to a fucking doctor at a health clinic or something, and they just want their,
Yeah.
they just want you to ask for drugs, and that's it. They just
Yeah.
want to charge you $40 and get out. He said I had no wax in my ears. I went for a wax cleaning last week. I apologize. I'm all over the place now.
Yeah.
I got no. And then he said, you've got no wax in your ears. I said, I think I do. He said, no. And then I was on the plane. I had like special ear things in to protect my ears. I took them out during the flight.
Wax.
You've never seen. It was like a pea. It was like a black pea that was inside of my ear.
So just
I don't trust these doctors anymore. I'm not saying I don't trust doctors in general.
yeah,
But man, their reputation is coming on down.
and we have spoken to a few doctors, and I said this in a podcast a few weeks ago. Even stuff like the jab, then even if they want to speak out against it, they're not allowed to, at risk of losing their license.
You've got to
which
find
is
a good doctor you trust who's just a friend who you're not. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Someone who cares about you long term. Do you have a doctor? Do you have a GP?
No.
Do you have a GP?
I don't go to the doctors. Like,
That's why you have to do all these insane diets. No meat, only meat.
So obviously, if I got very sick, like a genuine, like a bad disease, I'd be going to a doctor.
Yeah.
But
what is a genuine disease? What is wrong with me and my brain? I'm just lying in this fucking hotel last night, dreaming about, having a fever dream about trains. I thought there was an audience there with me. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Was that actually on stage when the road work was going on?
It was
'Cause
immediately after the show. I went upstairs. That was the audience work there was very strange.
Yeah?
Did you get stuck in with the audience?
Nah, no. I tried to just.
Yeah, you plowed
fucking-
on.
Yeah.
you
It
just
was.
you just did your shit.
Well, there was. Well, I had bits I wanted to try, so
Okay.
I wanted to get to them. But yeah, there's like James gets up as the MC, and literally probably 30 seconds after he starts, there's just road work straight outside. Like
It was like, yeah.
like
It
my
was a huge drone noise, yeah.
my voice come alive. Just
You actually cut through it very
Yeah.
but yeah,
You were in
it
a
was-
different EQ.
It was a strange, weird gig.
Yeah.
Great gig though. People should definitely get along to Factory.
Rio Factory.
Last thing I wanted to have a yarn about while you're here. Dan Andrews.
Whoa.
Dan Andrews.
I love having the screen.
People are watching. Dan Andrews fucking turning down the Commonwealth Games. This seems a bit like I don't like this whole. This is un-Australian. I think that's a bit silly. But you were saying it before when we were having a quick chat out there. Like the whole idea of this, like the blowout and the money being what people are angry at him for turning it down, and not angry at him for not having the money and his
Not being able to afford it.
That's his job.
Wasn't it their idea though?
Yeah.
It's his job to make sure there's enough money. Why isn't there enough money?
Partly because they've
Mismanaged the fucking state.
Partly because they
I don't know if they've
shut down
mismanaged
the
it. I don't know. Partly like they did the shutdown, but they're also building an insane thing. Have you been to Melbourne lately?
Were they going to completely?
It's weird. So they're building a second subway around all the outer suburbs.
Yeah.
They've got huge, like, medium density housing coming in. There's so many cranes in the sky. I think they're like doing the gamble of,
Like the smart city type stuff.
yeah, they're going like, we could be Tokyo. Like,
Are they turning it into a 15-minute city? Ooh.
I have no problem with a 15-minute city. I love the 15-minute city. I don't think I just want to walk everywhere. I think we should get out cars. But I think he's making this play of like, let's financially cripple ourselves and have huge growth because we can just keep fucking expanding out.
Yeah.
And he has so much political power that he can make a real play for it. There's something weird and exciting going on in Victoria. Like, he's evil. I dislike Dan Andrews. I had to leave my home. I was in Victoria and we left in the lockdowns.
Yeah.
But I like that. Whoa. I like that, like, for a dictator, he's actually using the dictator power
he's doing it
for an
properly,
end.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's insane at the moment, just all across Australia, how much power our leaders have. Since I've been alive, there hasn't been this much everywhere. So, Victoria, obviously, Dan Andrews has it. Labor has it here, where they got no opposition. They own all the seats. Federal Labor, they pretty much have
They've got a strong majority,
opposition. So, these leaders will, because they've got no opposition in fucking 10 years' time, whatever, their legacy is either going to be great or fucking hideous. Because everything.
I mean, usually it's a little bit of a blend.
Yeah, I think there's in
But
Australia.
to do great things, you've got to have the opposition crushed and humbled, and like Joe Bjelke-Petersen in, if that's how I say it, in Queensland.
Yeah.
Like crazy. He just made the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
He's just decided there's a new town.
Yeah.
It's down the road. It's going to have a nice beach.
Yeah.
And in 30 years, 1 million people will live there. He just did it. It was also hugely corrupt.
Yeah.
Or like Huey Long in Louisiana. It's weird when you do. I wonder what Labor will do here. I mean, is Labor doing anything nutty? They could.
Well, they're just
that's the weird part.
Labor's just they're just loyal to the resource industry, basically.
Yeah, but every leader is in WA.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what weird sexual things they must get your leaders to do to keep them under the heel?
See, this is
it's a one industry town.
Yeah.
It's like 2 million people.
Yeah. Well,
all the money comes from like some farming, some potatoes.
So yeah, well, everyone's heard. Well, not everyone, but we spoke about it before. McGowan, the reason he stepped down. Yeah, everyone sort of quietly knows that he's
tired.
Everyone quietly knows he had
real tired.
He's tired. He's exhausted. Everyone quietly knows he had an affair with.
Right.
Do we?
Yeah. Well,
are we confident enough to?
I don't know anything about it. I refuse to be sued.
I'll say allegedly.
Yeah.
But it's the rumor going
Who's
around.
alleging it? Are you alleging it?
Cameron Branch is alleging that there was an affair. I've heard from too many people who are in that industry, in that area of government. Yeah. I won't go into it too much, but I've heard too much.
Is this going out live, or can you edit
we'll be going on. This is all rumor.
Okay,
this part is all rumor.
Yeah, great.
That he's gone from state daddy to baby daddy.
Oh, I see. Is it an older woman?
Well, no. She's got her pregnant.
Oh, I see.
This same person. So, and potentially we're going to find that out soon. That's the rumor. That's a rumor. I want
don't
to
know
say
why
allegedly.
I thought for a second that baby daddy would be like sugar baby.
Isn't that what you call it when it's baby daddy?
No, it definitely is.
Yep. Okay, cool.
I'm well out of it. Is there a good place to... Look, I wish you luck in this state with your new guy. I mean, it's...
Roger Cook. Oh, my God.
Cookie.
Is that his name?
I like
Roger
that
Cook?
you all care.
Yeah.
It's like it still feels like it has some meaning and some importance in WA because there's like money and option and isolation, and you could really break away from the rest of the country. Yeah.
Well, we should, and I agree with. I can't believe I'm going to say this, Basil Zemplis, in saying we should try and get the Commonwealth Games if he doesn't want it, because we're not going to. I know he said we're not going to, but. I did like his thought process, and like when we spend the money on building the village, which you'd have to spend money on building the athlete village.
You got to break it down again.
Turn it into affordable living and social living for the homeless.
But the biggest issue...
it'd be great to have a hot new slum.
Yeah.
The biggest issue now is it's too late. So all building costs blow out when fucking government starts building shit.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they're on a tighter deadline, it goes fucking worse.
I think London will just take it and use all their Olympic shit, but
Well, are we meant to host
Adelaide came
an
out
Olympics?
very quickly and said we don't want it.
Yeah. When Adelaide says they don't want it, we don't
We
want
want
Yeah.
everything at the moment.
Are we hosting like an Olympics soon? Is Gold Coast like Olympic?
Brisbane.
Yeah.
Brisbane?
Yeah.
When's that? Is that the next Olympics after
I think
Paris?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow, that's big.
No, there must be a.
There's surely another one between it.
Must be
Otherwise,
another.
we'd be like already.
Nah,
built.
2030, isn't it? So the next one's 2026.
The
and
next
then-
one's next year, whenever
Oh,
it
is
is.
it?
2024.
We just had Tokyo.
So we're 28. Because we had Tokyo in 21 because it's meant to be 2020. And it
that's
was
right. That fucked up the timeline.
yes. But I feel like we're close.
This is the best chance for anyone to be like the greatest Olympian, innit? Because it's a shorter turnaround. So if you were going to get,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
if you were going to get
wow.
multiple,
That's a great point.
mm.
Yeah, you're.
2032.
So we're 3 away.
Yeah.
Or 2 away. 2 away.
And Palaszczuk came out and she said she wanted to change the name of Brisbane before it happened.
yeah, to
She
the
wants its-
indigenous
yeah.
The
name,
indigenous name.
What is the Perth Aboriginal name?
I don't know.
Midland.
They haven't pushed it as hard here yet. It's weird, yeah, the 2-track. Like, as Melbourne, they all call it Naarm.
Yeah.
And I've got a bet going at the moment that it's 1 year ago I said it will be 5 years and they'll change it to Naarm officially. I got 4 years. I got 4 years to win that bet. I mean, it'll happen.
Fuck.
It'll happen for sure.
It'd be funny if Melbourne is the first city in Australia to have an indigenous name
With the lowest number of
with the
Indigenous
lowest
people.
amount of
Yeah.
Aboriginal people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
There is like a very uneven keel of,
It's
of people
insane.
across. It's like it's
The only time I see an Aboriginal
Perth
person
is very
in
Aboriginal
Melbourne,
by
yeah.
comparison. Sydney
Yeah.
is, Adelaide is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melbourne.
The only
So what-
Aboriginal
don't see
people
it very often.
I see in Melbourne are the comics that
Yeah.
are Aboriginal going up.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
I don't know
Never
why.
even thought about that. But yeah.
I don't remember what I've said on this podcast, but I just want everyone to know that I'm open to supporting The Voice. I'm open to supporting climate change. I just want to find out more. I want to hear more. I'm open to supporting our fishermen.
What about pedophiles?
I'm open to supporting pedophiles. Seriously, I don't think we should just kill everyone who's pedophile.
I didn't say that.
Because it seems right, because a lot of those pedophiles, they would have been raped when they were kids, and that's
Yeah,
how they
that's,
turn onto it. And it just feels wrong to like, when someone starts then, they're 14, 15, they start exhibiting pedophile signs, being like, okay,
Yeah.
not only were you raped 4 years ago, but
Yeah.
we're also going to hit you over the head with a brick now.
yeah.
'Cause
So you're pro pedophile.
I want to help rehabilitate these pedophiles with no shame. No, with lots of shame.
Yeah.
How can we use a lot of
So
shame?
there's the in betwing.
Yeah.
So that's my,
I
and
do
that-
believe in shame.
That's why you're the king.
this is why I do like
Find someone to be
the
the king.
middle path of that thing, because there is
gonna
like
be dead in a
I
week.
am especially
Yeah.
as a father, I am completely disgusted by the
Yeah.
idea of pedophilia.
Yeah.
But there's the empathetic.
You say as a
compassionate-
father, but a lot of
Just-
fathers actually,
yeah,
that gets them going.
But the
That's the main thing.
I am empathetic, compassionate, and understanding of the fact that there are people who are potentially mentally unstable,
Yeah.
potentially suffering trauma, and so I wouldn't go down the path of let's kill them all, even
Oh,
though I
like-
jest into them. And I know you're joking and jest, but
No,
Not really.
no, but
no, he's not.
there's a part of me that
We should
actually
kill some of them.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if they've done it, then no, I don't have any empathy.
Well, and
Like I had empathy, and
even
then the empathy's gone.
Yeah, I am actually open to death penalty.
yes,
for
I'm and
practicing pedophiles.
and
like
again,
I'm not even like pro death penalty. I just don't.
I'm definitely
Don't
pro
care.
death penalty.
yeah.
I'd like to come out here and I'm pro public executions.
I don't want that to sound like I'm sitting there going, I'm
not
not
saying that
fine
as a
with
joke.
it either. Yeah,
I wish
I'm-
I'd brought that up earlier. I love the idea of public execution.
Do ya?
Yeah.
what, like
Do you want to see people die, or are you just happy that it's a public one?
I think it's better to do it in public where we can like get together because at the moment you lock people up and you like we don't kill them, but we say you have to rot
do you mean
Yeah.
for the
guillotine?
next 40 years. I just think it could be a shooting, could be hanging, could be something, but I think we should, if we're going to doom somebody to die and take their life away,
Yeah,
we shouldn't do it in quiet and in private.
is that what they do?
You should do it so that everybody has to witness it, and so that if we actually don't want that happening, we don't think like a guy for
I think
whatever, some minor drug offence should
Is
go to
this
jail
why
forever.
you? Oh
We
no,
should do
I
it
shouldn't say
public.
that.
I think we jazz it up a bit and make it
Yeah.
like a boxed jellyfish, like have them in a tank
And just
I think
watch
we've got to
him.
find a nice way to. Yeah. you want to do it? How long does a box jellyfish take to take you out?
and don't take that long.
Well, that could be humane.
Yeah. Oh no, it's painful as shit.
That's the way to do it for pedophiles, is to chuck them in with the box jellyfish then.
Yeah.
But even like, even worse, I think almost worse than the not worse, but on par with it, is the child trafficking itself, to actually abducting these kids and taking them and putting them in a situation where you know what's going to happen to them, and they're going to be sold.
Why are you saying you? and looking at me like that?
You know.
Yeah.
No, when
No,
people,
not in
when
years.
the child trafficker knows what's going to be happening to
Child
them.
trafficking's having a moment at the moment, isn't it? Like, because that
Oh, yeah.
movie. Have you seen this movie?
No, he was telling me about it.
Yeah, The Sound of Freedom.
I don't know anything about it other than that everyone at my
I haven't
mass is
watched
trying
it.
to get it up and
I don't
watch
know
it.
if it's available in Australia yet to watch, but it's absolutely bonkers in the States at the moment. For it's beaten Indiana Jones and in its opening
Yes, I
week.
did see that.
And
Seems weird.
Jim Caviezel is the main lead actor, and it's a true story about fighting child trafficking.
Oh, so it's an actual movie. I thought it was a doco.
No, it's an actual movie.
It's a movie,
It's a movie, a reenactment of a true story about child trafficking.
And then people are accusing him of being a QAnon guy or something.
It's a QAnon conspiracy theory because it's against child trafficking, and because you're against child trafficking, you must be a QAnon experience. How can we not just be against child trafficking?
No.
Is that like?
Do you remember
And
that?
why is it being attacked? So is it because it's considered a QAnon conspiracy theory? Because 800,000 children a year go missing
Where are
in
you getting your
America.
numbers? QAnon?
yeah.
800,000 children go missing.
800,000. Now, let's assume that...
That's not a is that a real number?
Let's assume 50% of them come back,
All
like they lost children or whatever. But 800,000 kids a year are reported missing. And, some of them are trafficked. Some of them are just kids who run away from home and stuff like that. But let's assume 10% of them are the only ones that are abducted for trafficking. That's 80,000.
That's a big.
That's 80,000 kids a year in America gone to child trafficking. That's a fuck ton. And so it's a real thing. It's the biggest money trade on earth. It's bigger than the drug trade. So it's an issue. And it's a fucking big issue, and it should be condemned.
1.2 million children are affected by trafficking at any given time.
What? 1.2 million
That's like
trafficking
that's
at any
worldwide.
time. That's still that's a lot. And
It's a lot.
You make an assumption that a lot of that would be Southeast Asia and South America.
Sure,
and that's
Africa's.
Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even in Australia, from memory, the numbers and figures, it was like about 20,000 kids a year reported missing in Australia a year. And again, that doesn't
I don't
mean
want to be
that-
reading about fucking child
I
trafficking.
know, it's
on
fucked,
that's
man.
gonna
This is
wreck
why
my
I don't.
day.
This is why I don't look into it, because I
Yeah.
remember watching a documentary 3 or 4 years ago. I remember watching this child trafficking documentary, and it fucked me, like broke me. I got a daughter, and the worst thing is you're
don't do
seeing
that.
the reality of what's actually happening. And I went, why the fuck did I couldn't sleep that night? I felt sick. It's not something I feel comfortable looking into, but and that's probably the reason it thrives, is because people don't want to know. They want to turn a blind eye because it makes them sick. Makes them fucking. Even now I'm talking about it, I'm like. But is that what The Sound of Freedom like?
I think so.
Do you think that's
Look,
why there's a pushback
I gotta be
against
honest.
that?
If I go and watch a film this afternoon, it'll be Oppenheimer. But I think I probably should. There's enough weird back and forth about this Sound of Freedom. It's having a cultural moment.
Yeah.
And people are taking a lot of glee in saying,
yeah,
you should dismiss it out of hand. And it's like some right-wing money-making grift.
Mm.
And it is like sometimes people do try and do a grift on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like again, the bikies going like, that's what we're about.
Yeah.
We just love motorcycles, meth, and fucking taking a pedo out to the woods and putting a knife between his chops and fucking dog. But it is like, there's what's the answer other than that? Look, I mean, I'm a Catholic, right? So I'm very well aware that there's like
you can be cancelled for saying that.
child
now,
sex
like,
stuff
they
going
start-
on. No, I know, but then you go like, that's used against Catholics in a way
Yeah.
where it's like sometimes very, very justified, maybe often. But then that Pell thing was fucked. I'll pop off about that Pell thing until the cows come home. Like,
which part?
The fact, I mean, that he
got found guilty, or
that he got found guilty. Like, and when it got to the High Court in the end, it was unanimous, across the political spectrum, going like, this case actually didn't make any sense, and he never should have gone away, and they just hated him for political reasons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was proven that he helped pedophiles. That part, like that was out.
I don't think it is alleged he didn't do enough at the time as a bishop.
Yeah, well, he moved on. One of his mates who was a pedo, he moved him to a different church after receiving the allegations. I think
that's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. I'm not here to defend.
But that's not what he went to jail for. Yeah.
No, he went to jail for like raping a boy in the mouth in a busy church while the door was open.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a. So I want to read more about that. I barely read.
I actually learnt all that part from watching one of your shows.
Did I talk about that on stage?
Yeah. It wasn't your fault.
What?
You were doing that show at the Comedy Lounge where you.
I did that at the Comedy Lounge.
Yeah, where the crowd puts in the ideas that you have to defend.
Yeah,
and literally probably 25% of them were just George Pell.
Yeah, it was a strong Pell. Well, that's why I started reading about the case.
You spoke about this in the one that we didn't record the audio for.
Did we talk? All right.
Not about this specific joke or topic, but the idea that you would what was it, like devil's advocate?
Yeah. That was the name of the show.
That was the show,
Yeah. And the weird part was the crowd was giving him this shit.
I'm going to also look up that, like, what he did as a bishop stuff, because I want to have a good response to that. Because I remember when that was in the news and that was like the big
commotion. Because I know as soon as like someone said, Catholic priest, pedophile, I was like, yeah, checks out. Mm-hmm. But then I also had the thought, why we don't do that for people in Hollywood now. Like, as much as nearly all...
They've got the right politics.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, just about every person from Hollywood where they're like, this guy is a pedophile, and then he denies it, it always turns out he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
So it's funny that we haven't got to that stage. Or singers.
Who was on the island? Don't we have a list of who was on the island?
Oh, yeah.
She's in prison for child sex trafficking. For who?
Yes. Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's ridiculous. And you can say, like, what JP Morgan just settled to not have the details of like what they were, him and them and Epstein were leveraging certain.
Man, you know what breaks my heart is Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker's like close friends with Bill Gates and was on a lot of these planes and stuff. Oh. And that's when I stopped looking. Again, it's like you don't want to know.
Yeah.
I love Chris Tucker. And then they're like, Chris Tucker doing a lot of aid work with Bill Gates and close friend. And you go, oh, fuck, no, don't ruin Rush Hour. And even then, Jackie Chan is a shill for the communist government.
Yeah,
right. He loves, like, he's like, the people of Hong Kong require discipline. And only the CCP can give them the discipline. They go, fuck, Jackie, that's not what I'm about.
Yeah, but then...
I love Rush Hour.
Then, I mean...
And the guy who made Rush Hour was a big pervert who got cancelled.
Was he?
Did you see that?
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wow. This is... Can we...
Maybe the best movie of all time and all three parties. Yeah, hold on.
The third one wasn't that great.
No, it's... Rush Hour 1. Rush Hour 1 is perfect.
Yeah.
Before we finished, I do, and you can... confirm that or not, but I want to chat to you.
There's been a lot of this.
Yes.
Brett Ratner.
Oh yeah, I know the name.
Brett Ratner.
No.
Ratner.
You're
sexual assault allegations.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, 6 women, including Olivia Munn and Natasha Henstridge, accused him of sexual assault.
So hot.
Yes, she is. You be careful. That's the sort of talk that got Brett Ratner in a lot of trouble. I don't know what he did. Elliot Page. Ellen, accused Ratner of sexual harassment and outing the then 18-year-old Page as gay. Brackets before Page identified as male.
Well, that's different.
There's a lot of stuff. There's something about oral sex here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Look, overall, I'm just saying it sounds bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do hate that, though, when they're like, he sexually assaulted women, and it's like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he also outed Like that's
Yeah,
a different
and then
thing.
when they get
Just
onto the other stuff?
leave that in a separate fucking case. Like,
The controversies should be in order, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's a rapist.
Have
And
you
then-
seen
and then he's a
Have you
bad
seen the
person.
Chris Brown controversies page on Wikipedia?
No.
It's fun, man.
Yeah?
Because it's so bad, but it's so many. And then it's like petty shit.
Yeah.
And then it's real bad stuff again. And then it'll be like,
Fuck.
it's like when you read, like another one, Cat Williams is a great one.
Yeah. I just started watching his
I love, the Pimp Chronicles?
the recent Netflix special.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I love it. Type in Cat Williams TMZ and just get all the TMZ things about Cat Williams because it'll be like Cat Williams said something offensive and you go, all right, and it's not too bad. Then it'll be like Cat Williams bashed a child and you go like, what? And then the next one is Cat Williams explains why he had to keep it real by bashing a child. And then the next one is like Cat Williams gets bashed by a child. There are like 30 pages of Cat Williams getting into dumb.
Cat Williams arrested after cops raid home. Find drugs, guns.
Yes, poor cat.
He's in his car?
In his car.
It's got 6 wheels.
Yeah.
It's a big
That's what I mean. His 6-wheeled car shouldn't be in the same level of controversy as they've raided his house and taken guns. But the Chris Brown one is great.
Cat Williams store clerk dropped N-word. So
Yeah,
I did what a black man has to do.
I did what a black man has to do.
Yeah,
I love Cat Williams. There's too many stories on Cat Williams for me to just boldly declare, but as a comedian,
Yeah.
I love Cat Williams
His
so much.
interviews are fucking insane.
I don't
They're
even
so
think I've
good.
seen his interviews.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That good?
Like
With
just,
who?
Oh,
No, Cat Williams
you
interview.
put me on.
I got hold on. What am I taking away from this? What did Pell do as Bishop? Cat Williams interview.
Gonna go home and research.
I'm definitely going to watch Oppenheimer. I'm away from the family. How old's your daughter?
6 in
Ah,
November. So.
Is it your only child?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
You got to have more. You deserve more.
Yeah.
You didn't get the vasectomy, did you?
Nah.
You're a big braider, aren't you?
I got
like
I got the other form of vasectomy. I got the divorce.
I'll pray for you to work that out. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah, that's no.
Have you discussed this at length on the podcast?
Yes.
All right. Well, we don't have to.
He discussed it while it was happening
This is recent.
with Wolfie.
Is this since man?
No, that was.
I hope you weren't getting relationship advice from
He
Wolfie because that'll
was.
explain why the things went
Insane.
south.
It's funny because I was happily married. Then I met Wolfie and Delby, and I'm now
Oh
divorced.
man, Wolfie last night
Single.
was great, but he
Was he on it for you?
he closed the show and he was just pacing beforehand, going, "I got nothing, man. I got nothing. It's fine.
He keeps thinking that.
I just jumped.
Cheap. Everything I do is cheap
Yeah.
and meaningless."
I used to be like one of the people that would be like, "Nah, man, you're awesome." Now I just fucking lean into
in.
it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you got nothing.
Do something new, man.
He looks like a movie star now, though. His head's so big. You know, like not in terms of ego, like he has a large
like-
head.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, Wolfie and you did the same thing. You both opened up for Normand.
Oh yes, we did.
How was that? Like, cause
He's
it's
a lovely man.
Because you did like Wolfie did the WA show, but then did
Yep.
you do the rest of the tour?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I stopped for New Zealand. I didn't do that, but I did
Okay.
the rest of it.
That's fucking awesome. Because so Norman, I got to speak. I didn't really
Sorry,
speak
cough in
to.
exciting new ways on the show. I don't know what's going on with
I didn't really speak to Normand
You didn't- did you
overly
meet him?
much. Met him a couple
Yeah.
of times through the Leaderville and the ECC shows. That he did some little pop-ins. But
Yeah,
met,
man, he loves the extra shows.
oh yeah.
Everywhere on the tour,
Um,
is like a junkie for extra
So
shows. He
cool,
did
eh?
the Palais Theatre.
mm,
It was a 4,000 seater. He did 2 shows back to back.
yeah.
And then we got in the car and drove to the Comics Lounge.
Yeah.
For like 200 by that point, very tired people.
Yeah.
And Simon Taylor's like padding.
Yeah.
To keep the show going. He loves it. I've never seen anyone love. I don't love stand up that much. I do 3 shows a week.
Yeah. Done. Yeah.
I'm tired.
But speaking to his, like, I got to speak to his wife and Youngblood quite a
Yeah,
lot prior, and they were just fucking awesome people. They were more than happy to just sort of have a chat and it just seemed like a really cool crew. So, but
so nice.
Yeah.
I got along with them, May and Andrew, very well.
yeah, they're good. Did you do did I say you did a shoey on stage?
I refused to do the shoey.
Did you give the shoe?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a shoe backstage in case a shoey was called for. So I gave the shoey.
Is
And he
Is
did
this
the shoey,
becoming a
and he was
real
like-
thing that like?
I think the Americans like doing it for the socials.
Did
It's
Ta-
good on the social.
did
I
Taylor?
fucking hate it.
Did I hear a?
That's why I didn't do it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's fine for the Yanks to come here and pay the tribute to whatever. But as an Australian, I refuse to do it.
Yeah, I hate that the crowd thinks the crowd's like fucking do a shoey. Eat a dick, cunt.
Yeah.
You paid for comedy.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Did I see a ridiculous video that's just either plainly not true or it's so absurd that it possibly is true that Taylor Swift has requested no one wears shoes in the audience?
I think that's a lie.
Is like
I think what you've just said is a lie.
Yeah,
please.
That sounds like some QAnon shit.
No. Please tell me that this is correct because it's so absurd.
You know what it's for?
What?
It's so they can human traffic easier. They're wearing shoes and start kicking.
Please Google it if it's true.
Taylor Swift no shoes.
Sounds of Freedom Part 2.
There's not even news stories about it.
Okay, so it's not true, but that would have been the.
That's the most insane
so these are
false story. Who makes that up?
So
What
the-
next?
and that's-
Bill Cosby went to
that-
prison because he
but
didn't
this
put a
is-
blanket on
this
ladies?
is the-
This is nutty.
This is the thing. It's so absurd
Have
that
we
I
said
thought
anything true today?
probably not. It's so absurd. It's so absurd that it made me actually go, maybe.
You going to go to that show? You a big Swiftie?
No, I'm not a Swiftie.
I think she's the greatest
I
songwriter
love
of the generation.
I love Taylor Swift.
I'd go see.
Great songs.
I'd go see her ahead of Coldplay. I think
Yeah,
Coldplay
I
would be
mean-
the most boring. What do you do in a Coldplay concert? Just sit there
Sway.
and cut yourself.
Okay, here you go. So this is the thing. So I'm again the same.
Two good songs. Two great songs.
Coldplay, not
but
not the biggest fan potentially of their actual
I don't mind
music.
them.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. Like I'll sing along. Live, incredible.
Oh, you loved Coldplay?
No, because they give you fucking wristbands. The whole. They give you. Sorry.
They let you wear your shoes.
No, you wear wristbands that light
No,
up, so you
children are
become
getting
part of the light
trafficked at
show.
the show.
They do.
You become part of the light show.
Yeah, it's actually far.
We can fucking do that.
It's far more entertaining than you actually think. And for someone who
I'm
doesn't
sure.
necessarily, I'm a metal head, so for me, Coldplay is far from what I like to listen to. It's actually a
It's a
very
great song, man.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
It's a-
Scientist is a great song.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
They're
I think
great.
that Vive La Vida is an interesting album.
Great songs for
Yeah.
crying in the shower.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would like. It's not going
It's
to
a
be
bit mopey. It's a bit
better
mopey.
with. Like what do people do?
They're like the last big band, aren't they? It's
They
them
are.
and Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5 is still playing the Super Bowl. and having-
Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters still selling out
I thought
stadiums.
Maroon 5
haven't
got
hits, though.
cancelled
Have you seen their new?
Why did Maroon 5 get cancelled?
because old mate was fucking trying to root everything.
oh,
He got done
Levine.
in He got
didn't
done
know.
in
Hold on.
those weird fucking Instagram texts.
Oh.
That's
That's
he went around with
that
that.
was
Your
fine.
body's crazy.
That's right.
He didn't get cancelled for that. People
Obviously
just thought
not.
it was silly.
All right, I've got a meeting that I planned around because I thought we were going to be early. But
I'm apologizing. Trying to see if this body was crazy. No, then the algorithm knows what I meant.
do you have anything to plug while you're here? This is not going to go out till
No, just the-
Monday.
I want to
to
apologise for a lot of the things that I've said. I think I don't remember what I said.
This is a very cancelable
I
episode.
apologise for fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I want to apologise to that intellectually disabled woman who hated my beanie. That should have just stayed between her and me.
Go cry.
Go Crom. I love the Crom.
Man,
Man, I went on
Oh,
and on about the vaccine last night in the show, and the audience didn't.
Yeah,
Try
that
to
was-
build on a bit. It just didn't.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Okay.
That
I'm
was-
going to get my body
That's
right.
swinging though. That is definitely swinging with the crowds. I'm seeing that. But you should just come and open up for Corey tonight. Then you'll definitely.
No, I think that would
get it.
fly.
That would fly very well.
I don't want to step on his toes. I think I might go and watch Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Good call.
Tonight.
Yeah. I think now.
Oh, now?
I'm going to go to. Is there an IMAX in Perth?
Apparently, it's incredible.
Oh, hold on. How far away?
I've heard it's very good. IMAX? I don't know.
I think so.
Is that what what was the old SciTech place? Was that is that where they used to go watch IMAX
I
theaters, or
walked past the SciTech place.
Um,
Major times, Planet Royale.
I don't know Perth.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
You got a meeting? What are
Yep.
you doing? You want to watch Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
All right. You got a car?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go watch Oppenheimer. Come on.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Do you want to plug
James Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan. I haven't had an episode in 2 weeks. I was feeling too shitty.
Okay. Yeah, you've been sick.
I just don't. I'm just sweating and my energy's up and down. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
No, you did very well.
I think
today.
I may die.
You're going to be tired after
I
this.
keep feeling like I'm going to die.
That would help your career.
Yeah, it does. It gets me to confession faster.
Do you? Are you potentially going on the Reapers as well?
I didn't organise anything.
I'll call Buddha after this.
I'll do it next time I'm in town. They seem like great guys. I'd love to go on, but I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I got to do this show tonight. I got all these new jokes I'm trying to do. None of them are any good. You know, the new gear's just not flying. And it's like, I'd love to have a special. I'm trying to get a special together.
Yeah, okay.
I've hit a total creative impasse.
Okay.
I'm talking about. You know what it is? I got kids, and I don't really know how to talk about my kids in a funny. It's all I think about is my children, how to look after them.
Yeah.
And then people with kids, it's fine. And then people without kids, I don't just want to talk down having kids, and that's like the Louis C.K. recipe that people liked.
Yeah.
And then people without kids could go, yeah, fuck, having kids is horrible. I'm making the right decision. And people with kids could go like, yeah, it is pretty bad. Thank you very much. And everyone could bond over it. But I have no idea how to talk about it in a way that like everybody. I don't want to talk down my kids. I love having kids.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to. I haven't yet figured out a way to talk about it. Do you ever talk about on stage?
Ish. Yeah, ish. Very ish. I haven't really dived into it properly. I think I don't know. It's definitely something I can draw from reality. I guess.
Yeah.
My own
I'm a little bit over how many comedians talk
about their kids.
Talk
what I
bad
mean.
about having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just constant now.
No,
and
I've had a
just-
gutful.
Yeah.
Maybe
do
just
it.
because you say so much, you know where it's going all the time.
Well, mine is the opposite. Mine's about like I love raising my daughter and I like.
If I ever see a
she's-
child trafficker, I'll fucking kill him.
But yeah. But Squirly, you got anything to plug?
Nah, not really. Doing shows here and there.
But
If you
nothing.
like fishing, listen to Chumming Up. If you don't like fishing,
Can I do chumming up?
Yeah.
I'll go fishing just so I can go on chumming up.
Yeah, you can do Chumming Up.
Fuck yeah.
You need to go fishing though.
It's been a while. I went squidding 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! This has been a fun pod. I've got nothing to. Oh no, I do. So this isn't going out till Monday, so you won't be able to see me tonight at Corey's show. But I don't know if I told you this. I got a spot next Saturday at Comedy Lounge Fremantle, Friday and Saturday night.
Congratulations.
So it's
You getting paid for that?
It's my first pro show.
Well
I
done.
guess. Yeah. I did
Well
last.
done.
I did last weekend on Saturday night.
Oh, you
at
could
the
definitely
lounge.
still do raw comedy.
Yeah, so I did. I did Saturday night, last Saturday night at the lounge in the city, 5 o'clock show, and I only did 5 minutes. But Jane and Johnny were very happy, so they're giving me a spot free. So thank you, Jane and Johnny. I really appreciate it. That's a big. It's for me. It's a big deal. That's a big box tick for me doing 2 nights in Freo. So yeah, come down if you want to come see me.
And if you're in Edinburgh, go watch Delby.
Yeah. Go,
Oh, yes.
Go,
Yeah.
Go watch Delby.
Yes, go watch Delby.
That feels like 8 hours ago we spoke to Delby. Come on.
Time ago.
Thank you for having me on. I really had a nice time.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
cheers, big horse.
All right.